Believe in victory.
Open your magic circuit.
The wheel of fate is turning.
Blazblue Slashback! Welcome! Our first competitor, Jonah! Our second competitor, Chaos GGF! Ruka! Next side, Quetzalcoatl! And F-Zero Vendetta! And my favorite guy, the beautiful dude! With the gym, period! Enjoy Blazblue top 8, thank you everybody at Slashback! Woo!
Yes, such excitement from all the way down there at the Celestial stage. And we are getting ready to get into that top 8 action. My name is Ruka. I'm joined here by Shay. How have you been so far?
Very good. Very tired, but I'm pushing through it at this point. But I know BB is going to keep me going for as long as this top 8 goes. But right after that, I'm collapsing. But until then, we're with you guys. We're going to be breaking down everything that's about to come up in this top 8. So really looking forward to it, as it is Slashback and it is stacked as always.
Yeah, certainly. We saw the call-outs for some of these players, which, you know, are favorites you expect to see at some of these majors. And with the territory of regionals, right, like, it's a more condensed amount of people that show up for these brackets, but that only just increases the risk of just how many each of these individuals are just so skillful at the game. And just the caliber of this top 8 already, it just proves the strength of it all. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you can meet a lot of these players, you know, at the national events too, right? And they're always placing really high too. We've seen Ruka place at EVO, right, very highly. So we expect a lot from him as well. But, you know, even though Beta Dude doesn't necessarily travel out, he's always pretty much top 3 locked in for Slashback, absolutely. Right? So, you know, a very, very good showing from all of the players as always. And so really looking forward to some of these matches.
Yeah, I'm taking a kind of a peek here as we got DGF and Jonah lined up to go next. As you can see here, right? First off, starting with Jonah versus DGF, followed there by Beta Dude versus Ruka. After that, we should be going into Quetzalcoatl versus Vendetta, and then Beautiful Dude versus Jiv, as we'll then progress our way through the losers bracket into the winner's side once more. And man, kicking it off for DGF here, I mean, hats off to him. It's super impressive to be able to see him pull out a character like Terumi all the way out here to the top 8, right? It's just a phenomenal performance. The character is such a struggle sometimes, especially like barely hanging on with how he functions. And into some of these matchups, right, you really have to be wired, like truly tuned in to what the character can afford to be able to pull off, and, you know, just what is Terumi's answers to what all these characters are throwing out his way.
Yeah, I think that Terumi is a character with a very, very low margin of error, right?
Yes.
You see it all the time. I think there's always like opportunity where the Terumi player could have won, but they always miss like one combo and end up losing, right? That's the name of the character in a nutshell. Like, they may not be as strong or as weak as other characters, but the margin of error is just so thin with Terumi. Where any like minor mistake for another character is like a critical mistake for Terumi, right?
Yeah, and I think into the likes of Jonas Falkenhayn, every little mistake is going to count, because that is a vortex machine once you let it get going with the wolf form, right? Those instant overheads, that's the layer 1, right? After that, the lows start coming out, and it's an all-around disaster. So for Terumi, it's going to be a real case of like, okay, can DGF block it mechanics and is there going to be an opportunity to present for himself use that 50 meter to access that speeded reversal that he has as sort of a nuclear response to a lot
Yeah,
of
he's got to play it pretty honest. He doesn't have any like real way to challenge Jonah without meter, right? That being said, he's also got one of the worst counter assaults too, right?
Yeah.
That's a big factor. For some players, they can use counter assault to force Valkyrie to block or like lose, like to get off, right? But then he's got one of the worst. He's got a very like awkward angle where it comes out, so it oftentimes misses Valkyrie. So that's a big factor here. But you know that meter gain, like the super is pretty fast. It's got some ability there.
Yeah, for sure. And well, you know, like you said already with the meter game on Furumi, like a lot of his stuff is tied behind just 50, the 50% heat gauge, and that's going to be supers, but of course with RCs. To offset that, of course, with the drive being able to access far greater meter build-up than the rest of the cast can afford. It's going to be interesting, right? It's all momentum that's going to be key for these two players going into this, because I also imagine that once Jonah is being forced into a blocking situation, Valkyrie is in a kind of similar boat where you're going to have to rely on system mechanics to be able to break through these offense, as well as, well, last case scenario, use that 50 meter to spend it on a reversal.
It can go a lot of ways, I think. I really want to see how DGF tries to pressure Jonah, right? One of the common pressure tools is to kind of use the jump D, right?
Yeah.
Or you to use like a jump 2D. But, you know, Valkyrie does have guard point, so I don't know how he's going to try to use that, if at all. It really just depends on how I expect to see it. He could have just tried to backdash you, right? Terami is very mid-focused or has very close range overhead.
Yeah.
So is pretty weak to system mechanics as long as you're really paying attention, but
Yeah.
we'll just see how it goes, really. I just want to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think with the examples you're putting out there, like the JDs, right, his big air-to-air, it will depend entirely if, like, what rhythm he's finding Jonah playing at. So if Jonah's taking a much more grounded, stable approach, trying to be like, all right, what are you going to do? Then, yeah, you might see things like the Armored 6A of Valkyrie being able to catch not only the jump-ins of head properties, but the body properties of just grounded normals and such. So, but otherwise, if Jonah's constantly just trying to fly around with Wolf and whatnot, that JD can probably represent a bigger problem as it covers a quite wide range and just knocks you straight down to the ground where, well, DGF can start getting his game plan running.
Yeah, and Terami is a pretty fast character, which is nice. So yeah, it kind of just plays into how do they approach neutral to begin with. If, you know, either player does get the advantage, like how do they respond, right? So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And it's not a matchup you see too often either.
No. I think, like, especially nowadays, there's a penchant to go for a lot more stability in your character picks that you see from, especially people like starting out CF now. And they like their good mid-range buttons, they like their meterless reversals, they like their clean and consistent conversions. So for something like, I'd say like Valkenheim's more on the executionally demanding because that's just how it is, whereas Turumi kind of matches that as well, but more so in the case that the character, unfortunately, not as stable as you would like in the current iteration of the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, like very low margin of error
Please
for
select
anything
your
that you do.
character.
You do need to make sure none of your meter ever goes to waste, right? Like, the damage potential is there. You know, you do get a good risk reward for the character, but you can never make a mistake.
Alrighty. Oh, no, we've been talking about this Turumi this whole time, but there is, of course, you know, DGF isn't just tied down. By far his most learned and experienced character. He does have that Hazama and Suzuno in the back pocket, so yeah, it could be. It could also be something that you can get to where in the G, he looks at the situation. It's a bit too tight, right? Like the margin of error as you're talking about. Why not just play a character that can interact a bit further, maybe roll over a bit faster with like Suzuno, right?
Yeah. I do think that it's a worthwhile thought. Hazama is not classically known to be good against Valkenheim, just because the angle of attack is also not great, right? But so yeah, we as expected, we are not necessarily expected, but we are seeing Terami.
Right. Always worth seeing what kind of options are available to some of these players, right? Because what we'll see down the line is, of course, a lot of people that we are they're kind of known for a singular character, but they do have alternatives available to themselves for some of these matchups where they just kind of don't see it through it all, right? Like, despite their years of experience and the training they put in it, ultimately, it's just better to have that possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it never hurts
The
to have
wheel
more
of
options,
fate
right?
is turning.
All right, let's see how especially this first interaction goes. Will we see Jonah back off or go forward?
An aggressive approach as DGF have to kind of feel it out for the time being. Jumping in forward, seeing maybe if he can get Jonah to overcommit into one of his very active and very large air normals. There it is, the Wolf J8 to kick things off for Jonah.
Did win a bit of that like meta game of kind of waste some wolf meter, but gets caught by the second hit of overhead.
Being stuck into the corner. Jonah very well versed with maintaining this wolf gauge to not only be able to open up the pressure, but keep a lot of the damage going, right? The combo extended going off the wolf gauge as well.
Yeah, we'll take the trade, but unfortunately not able to pressure Jonah at all here, right? Jonah still has plenty of wolf meter to work with. Tries to catch it. Nice! Good option there. Towards the corner. And yeah, like right away counter solve.
Yeah, for me, as Jonah trying to see SGF overcommitting and the Wolf Cannon able to find its mark. Be a nice little knockdown here. Possibly one more interaction into the instant Wolf overhead. Is it going to be enough? Yeah,
It's enough. I think that's really good information there if you're DGF. You do got to look out for the early counter assault. I think especially when Jonah has the lead like that, he's likely to go to it because, you know, even if it does get baited, it's still got plenty to work with, right? Nice anti-air, but not counter hit. It's going to be really common because, you know, you can't block when you're a wolf.
Yeah.
Then, even so, like, stopping is better than nothing.
for sure. Especially seeing him do all these movements, he's doing that. There could be a counter hit interaction coming up ahead, but nice throw bait. DGF trying to work the life advantage here to hopefully fish out a hit. The Masenka, but immediately the retreat, right? The 4D coming out from Jonah. Great punish.
Really good. Manages that wolf gauge perfectly as well. Doesn't break the gauge. Looks for a strong meaty here. Spends to get more gauge to get more wolf meter back. Good block. Good backdash. Still stuck, but in a better situation than before.
Oh, but there comes an overhead. But like you said earlier, right? That wolf gauge is running a little low, so has to come into a lot more human normals here. Can push a bit of that damage, but ultimately you really want to get that wolf gauge nice and popped up. Not only access greater combos, but just more pressure. As sitting here blocking DGF does regenerate that gauge and immediately strikes back before the burst can come up. Jonah taking that first hit.
Yeah, and as you saw right there, using the this jump normal right there to repressure. It's strong because Valkyrie can't like directly challenge it very easy, but as you saw, backdash,
Yeah.
really good option. And just building up enough wolf gauge to suddenly start moving around as well, right? Really strong option.
Yeah,
Looks like we've got a request for assistance, perhaps.
yeah, something pointing at the headphones there, so likely an audio issue. Might be a volume thing, saying like I need a little bit more audio here to work through this one.
Or less, who could say?
Or less, actually. Yeah, it might
Yeah.
be too loud. Yeah, let's give GGF a moment to collect his thoughts, see
The
how
wheel
he
of
might
fate
want to
is
move forward
turning.
in this next
Rebel
game, as
one.
we've seen already, being able to challenge Jonah at times, ultimately, right, does succumb to the pressure of the wolf, being put into the corner and seldom being given an opportunity.
Okay. Early OD from Jonah.
Clean low here. The OD timer, popping himself, going for the backdash here, trying to catch the large drive normals during the overdrive of the
Good spacing on that wolf cannon. Counter hit punish. Okay. Nice challenge. That's what you need to get started here. Air dash.
Great. Dragging him all the way into the corner here. Full stick of butter to play with. Going to be spending the first 50 here.
Gonna hold that. Ooh, okay. Got meter for super as well. That's very nice because you saw a lot of variation there. A lot of the previous pressure strings that he done just really overly relied on J2D.
Right.
This time really mixed it up. So thinking around there.
Question on whether or not Jonah can adapt to that, right? Pay attention to see what DGF's throwing out, and as always, right, that instant wolf overhead so difficult to deal with, as it's just nearly a guaranteed opener for Valkyrie to start chipping you to death, right? The death by 1,000 cuts damage that this character has.
OD again. Good block so far, but doesn't block that one. Again, not too much gauge, but Jonah very efficient here. Spends very little wolf meter to get a knockdown. And this time going low. Low is a much stronger starter.
Oh, certainly. Ready to see just easily picking into that 2K. bend in the bar there just to close things out on a perfect well. Jonah on that set point, sitting comfortably with overdrive or burst available. DGF not too far off from his own.
Yeah, quick composure there, right? Tries for the air-to-air, but Jonah catches. Back into the corner. We've seen this many, many times. The no tech. Jonah converts perfectly.
Yeah, he has completely overloaded DGF with that overhead option. Now, this is the second time that the low functions right at that point that DGF might be expecting that wolf break overhead coming out.
And that was probably the final burst of this particular match. DGF is struggling right here. Gonna have to work on Jonah. Gets the jump to E. Block so far. Nice anti-air. Gets counter hit. No!
No, that's a drop you do not want to see, right? The critical margin of error, as you were talking about here. Immediately back to the corner. No burst available, at least at 50, but man gets caught on the no tech right after. DGF is running out of options, down to the final 1 or 2, depending on how it
block.
opens.
Oh! Crush triggered. And I don't think this is enough because the wolf cage is broken, but nice crush trigger right there. Had an air tech available, but didn't take it. You should definitely be air teching. He can't turn into a wolf.
Oh no.
And now it's back. You should have just taken the air tech right there.
Find some way to spend that 100 bar to completely force your turn.
Okay.
With the Masenga though, the wolf cannot block.
Still got 15 meter to work with here. Air dash makes it work last time. Gets the low. OD, I like this. I think if he finishes the combo, he might be able to lock out the burst. Gets to 100 meter. It should be enough.
Might even kill, actually.
Yeah, it should be enough to kill. Actually, Jonah didn't have any meter, so this is maybe barely not enough.
We'll see with the final kick. Yeah,
it is.
That last kick is always very deceptive in the amount of damage it does, but DGF clutch factoring it out there, being able to bring it to a final game situation.
Yeah, that Air Masenga, really, really good option there. And just, you managed to close it out right before the burst, right? Yeah, we're seeing some of the things that Terami can do, right?
Yeah.
Because that Masenga, if it even hits not counter hit, still a great option.
Yeah.
And earlier too, right, that counter hit combo, there's a huge opportunity right there to even have a huge advantage there, but that drop was almost like the end of the round.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's going to be kind of maybe something that DGF can lean on a little harder is the fact that Terumi and Overdrive can become an absolute combo machine, right? With the damage he's able to deal, especially being able to close it out into that final super.
Okay, Overdrive. Ooh, just goes goes for the twice in a row. Missed the combo there. Rare drop from Jonah, but picks it back up. Not a lot of meter here, right? So IB.
Oh,
We can just block one mix-up. He'll be good, yeah. Just took the air dash. Okay, then no tech.
Right back in there. Good block. Jump
jump.
away. Challenge into
Nice.
the Masenga.
Ooh. Tried to anti-air, but it whiffed. This is what DGF needs to get started here. No counter assault available for Jonah. He's got to defend himself.
Wow.
OD again?
Patience. Very difficult, of course, to punish the wolf. Being so mobile with all those drive.
Nice. That
60.
autocorrect.
Beautiful catch there. To be able to convert nicely here. Probably not going to kill just yet. The next touch will do the count hit. The run-up throw. Getting the
No!
with the 5C spacing.
Oh, okay. Good frame trap right there. That was really close. Because that throw right in the super would have been perfect, but
Certainly.
that could have been a scary drop right there.
But set point here for DGF. A critical moment. Being able to see the OD already stand by Jonah. Just answering
Nice.
around. And this is going to be amazing, right? Locking it out. Further usage of that drive, giving him insanely fast wolf options.
Okay, gets the low. Oh, wow. Caught him on the frame trap again. That jump 2D really strong in the corner, right? Can't back that. Okay, good tag, but 5D putting in work. And this pressure is just relentless. But we send the commander. That's enough.
That is fat. Look at the pop-up, of course, right? Such a storied opponent as Jonah, to be able to take it 2-1 and move on forward. That is something worth just screaming your lungs out over. Give everyone that dap up. Beautiful stuff there by DGF. And I really need to highlight that final play, right? That command grab saw no play until the final interaction.
Yeah, often them used it to close the round out twice. I had it the previous round as well, just to command throw right into super, really powerful, right? So saving it for when it's really effective. And I think DGF had the read there, because I think Jonah just got tagged low, just trying something, right? Maybe tried a fuzzy jump and just missed it, or just mistimed it, knew that it was probably not going to come again, and so knew that that command throw was just a really strong option right there, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a really good showing, and just showing how few mistakes you can really make, right? How big of the impact they have when you do make the mistakes.
Yeah.
And so but honestly, mostly clean game from DGF really shows out why he's such a strong player.
absolutely, right? Like taking it to such insane depths of learning the ins and out of a character like Terumi is really impressive to see. But up next, we're going to be having Beta Dude versus Ruka.
Yeah, that's a pretty common matchup, right? Like John Blazblue versus Jill Blazblue. Like, just very, very. They've got all of the basic tools, right? Good mid-range normals, Bragg doesn't have projectile, but the idea is kind of use your mid-range normals to kind of force your opponent into like a neutral game where you win and then do pretty good damage to them, carry them corner, etc., etc.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, you kind of mentioned the damage there, where I think the main thing that S does lack is a significant amount of damage, right? Like, just all around for her normals and just the combos, she actually does end up doing not the craziest amount, which is the main offset to some of her ridiculous range that she has on, like, her normals. The distances she can play at, which in this case will outrange the likes of Beta Dude, right? With Ragnar. 5B being going to be a really, really key tool that Ragnar's going to have to be playing for and around. So we'll see, especially for Ragnar, right? 10k health. On the higher effective side due to his drive being able to lifesteal, but for a character like S, right, if you can keep the momentum up, keep making sure you get these hits over and over and over again, that 10k is going to disappear pretty quick. Low damage, not included.
Yeah, it's like, if you hit someone on the ground with S, you'll do like 2,000.
Yeah.
Not like a lot, unless you spend some resources, right? Just Boars, it's a little bit extended, but a lot of her major damage comes from anti-air, comes from can setups, and just stuff like that, right? So interacting in ways that's not strictly on the ground. Whereas Ragnar, I guess a little bit higher average damage if you hit someone like crouching, for example, but but on counter hit, much bigger damage compared to a character like S. In a situation where it's completely equal. S, of course, can set up her seals, which causes, extra hits to appear at really opportune times for overheads. So there's just a little bit of a difference of style right there. I think they've played a relatively pretty consistent amount, I'd say, against each other, and especially both characters are somewhat common, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At least at some point in the game's lifespan.
No, I think still to this day, right? Like a lot of people really like Ragnar. Like they just are super down for John Blazblue as not only a very cool character to play, but I think one of the coolest characters in fiction. And yeah, like you said, Jill Blazblue.
Yeah, I was so stoked to see him in Damon and Baby.
Sir Blood Edge, I swear that character's showing up in Strive in this coming season.
That could definitely happen.
Here we go, taking it to the old gate between these two. Curious to see how the round starts go off, right? Are we going to just start swinging for our mid-ranges to take control over the pressure game, or is somebody going to just take a more respectful approach, try to feel out the other opponent, and decide to move from there?
Well, let's see it. Okay, a slight delay from Beta Dude before going forward, so it looks like he's looking to be aggressive here. Air dash in on that blocked projectile.
Yeah, crazy stuff ready from Beta Dude to just try and push forward, not even pressing, just burying, making sure that Ruka gets all the way into the corner. Oh, what a DP.
Yeah. Choosing to disrespect DP, interesting choice, right? Because you don't necessarily have to do that against Dominators.
Right.
Miss the edge.
Rather unfortunate here, but IBB is coming out really good from Beta Dude, right? It's going to be quite a struggle for S to keep up the pressure, especially not playing around the A normals. But there it is, the TRM going to be a nice grip as well as this corner carry.
A lot of damage for a mid-screen throw, for sure. Okay. Crush trigger, but drops the combo. He might have expected it to be crouching.
Might have, but good 6B and a side swap to get on top of it as well. Unfortunately, the 2A getting the blue beat there, so an immediate tech option for Beta Dude.
Nice.
Trying to leave, but not too keen on letting that happen.
Ooh, okay. Tried for something tricky there, but OD tries to get out.
Oh!
Side swap, probably intentional, but didn't react in time. DP, yeah, RC's it. This is not going to kill, but the corner carry.
And a bit of life steal on the top of it. Might as well. Going to pop the OD back himself, but DP RC, just make sure that nothing crazy happens.
Gutsy DP right there. But still alive, so I guess it worked. DP again, not this time, I don't think.
Especially 6B on counter hit, right? This is the big starter. This is where S starts shining a little bit with this damage. Beautiful stuff there by Ruka. Being able to keep the composure in a pretty long round as well. But of course, the late activation there from Ruka means going into the next one. Only sitting at that 40%.
Yeah, I mean, live by the DP, die by the DP, right? It worked out really well the last 2 times, but, you know, on that bait, it's 4,000, 5,000 damage. Just total completely flipped the risk reward there. Nice DP, though. All things being equal.
Absolutely. Especially a really fast DP compared to that of S. But nevertheless, Ruka not dissuaded. The Beta Dude locked in this quarter. The seals, of course, making the pressure very scary when you decide to move. Because especially somebody like Ruka, who's very, very experienced with just the timing of these seal explosions, to base his pressure around those.
Okay. Inopportune air dash catches with that 6D. One of the better starters of Ragnar. Ooh, another DP from Ruka. Had meter too, so. Close range and overhead.
That's played safe. What a call out there. The 2A, unfortunately, not going to be the craziest, like we said, right? Just the simple standing confirmed, not leading to a whole lot of damage. Counter assault. Overdrive activation. The clash.
DP! Okay, air to air. And now OD is over, so catches the roll. Blue beat, but we'll take the damage. Almost 3,000. 2.8. Yeah, right into the throw. That's a moment where like you're too scared to roll probably because like the roll could kill you if it gets caught, but in not doing that, right open for throw.
Absolutely. Nice IPs, and look at that. Immediately just open up.
Taste of your own medicine there, right?
For real, just giving you just that extra bit of space to be able to interact through your opponent's pressure.
Ooh, nice air dash right over the 2D. I think they probably thought it would be a dead spike, but either way, it goes over the 2D. Catches the no tech for a little extra damage in corner carry. Ooh, I don't let Hades on defense. I heard it.
Yeah, I don't know how intentional it was. That's definitely a very cracked response to go for on a pressure sequence like that.
It is a cool move though.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a great name. Nice IB. Okay. A little bit of that corner push, block the anti-air. Beta Dude's has been very like judicious with not jumping into 6B.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I definitely understand how good of a normal that is for S.
Ooh, made it to the corner.
Clean little pickup here, not the crazy amount of damage, but again, it's just that live steal, building up that extra health advantage, and if once more, just showing that.
Oh, no! Landed 2A hit, and then takes the full brunt of that because it is active flow. DP again. That air hit, but did not confirm it.
Trying to capitalize this life advantage. Back away. See.
Ooh, that should be it.
Yeah, that'll do it. Now you get like the free extensions, however you want. Build your own combos. Beta Dude gonna make that comeback work. During that first game.
Yeah, it was. I do really applaud Beta Dude for his. He's very, very careful when Ruka has wake up overdrive. Right, we've seen many times where he's not been left open against like a reversal overdrive of any kind.
Right.
Pretty much always having meter to DP to keep their turn during overdrive, which is kind of what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Got unlucky though because they landed the hit and then got hit by the EA, but even so, I applaud the process for sure.
Oh, certainly. We're going into game number 2. Hopefully Ruka can maintain his composure, gets himself a nice little counter hit to kick things off with. Okay.
Wow. Good choice there, because knowing that it's, 6B is pretty minus, right? And so oftentimes special cancel is what makes it safe, but DP will beat special cancel, so. There's that air dash. Because it is by the corner, you do get an extension here.
Whoa,
that is one of the best starters you could get in that situation.
Take a look over at the camera. Even Beta Dude wasn't too pleased by that, but
look, you smoke him if you got him.
For real.
In the corner 5B counter. This is big. Almost 4K damage from this.
Rip, delayed air dash, but the DP just patience on Ruka to delay his wake up as long as possible now, getting the instant overhead with the RC, of course, going to be allowing for an extension of the damage here.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
We know our ranges.
Yeah, Ragna, as you mentioned earlier, you know, only 10k health, right?
Yeah.
So if you think it'll kill, it probably will.
Right.
Action.
Playing around one another here, both trading air to air. It's still just Beta Dude, as always, pushing on forward, making sure to escort Ruka to that corner whenever he can.
Okay, 6B. Dropped it though. And then, good pickup. Okay. Pressure again. Nice jump over dead spike. Really consistent has Ruka been right here.
Certainly. Oh, unfortunately, a little bit of a drop, but still maintaining pressure here. Good blocks on the DP, but as always, Beta Dude, like you said, loaded with that 50 meter to make sure that the DP is always a safe option.
Nice. Yeah, I think Ruka's been reacting to dead spike quite well. Kind of need to see Beta Dude mix it up. But that being said, jump back, jump C. For a big combo here. You get some health back to kind of make the life. Ah, okay.
Oh!
Didn't do that. This should be it.
Yeah, Ruka should keep this nice and simple, but gonna pop the OD just to make sure, absolutely, as that burst was creeping pretty close to being available there for Beta Dude. But nevertheless, right, Ruka still being able to show his stuff, tying up the set one apiece.
Yeah, I expected him to do like Devoured in the Darkness right there.
Yeah,
Just to kind of improve your life lead, right? But then I don't know if that was just a mistake or, you know, was going for something special there, like an IAD DP or something, but did not quite work out in their favor there.
see how this goes further as both of them just definitely taking a moment here, a little breather. Try and see, put together, what can you do moving forward here? It's going to be the final game between these two, so all that they have learned from playing one another so far needs to come together here for one to take it over the other.
Yeah, I will say that probably the one thing I've noticed is that when Beta Dude has advantage, let's just say Luca goes to like -2 or something.
Yeah.
I think that they've gone straight for like the mid pressure, and they've gone away from trying to go for a strict mix-up right away. And Ruka is pretty much taking advantage of like the dead spike gap to kind of get out every time. Ooh, okay, yeah, you gotta respect that.
Yeah, of course. Boar's not getting used too often here by Ruka, but of course when it does appear, pause for respect.
Ooh.
Nice! Footsy's getting a clean little whip and the spacing just right as well. We get this full extension into the corner. Sets up the boars.
Okay. Still has got corner position now though. Could easily turn this around. Gauntlet Hades. Goes for 60. Goes low. Yeah, great choice.
Yeah, especially like the DP board activating to be able to get like a small little extension off of it as well, but now stuck in the corner. Good awareness, right? Nice blocks there from Ruka. The jump out, immediately backing away.
Yeah, air to air. S's air to air is so pesky.
Also trying to play the life advantage here, right? Not overcommitting too close. That 50 meter of Beta Dude has been constantly representing that DP RC as an option.
Okay, counter assault. 30 seconds left or so. But one combo will easily put someone at the brink of death here.
Oh, certainly.
But it's becoming more and more of a factor as the time ticks down.
Yeah, and
Air to air.
Oh.
18 seconds. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Gets the confirm and yeah. Well, just wants to make sure.
You know,
Yeah. I respect it. I do think that had they played a little greedier with like the RC, they probably could have gone for a timeout, but just not really willing to. I guess like Ruka could have also stopped time, right? So.
oh, for sure. And I think also just considering the fact like, okay, if I invest the OD right now, get this round lead, for us already going the distance, right? Really, really patient play between these two. It's going to be pretty quick for Beta Dude to get the burst back online. But as it stands, right, with the life lead, no problem here.
Ooh. Yeah, just a little too far. Nice DP, really gutsy one. DP's back!
Hit two.
With that, one solid combo for Beta Dude will kill here. And it's a throne, that should be it.
Yeah, that'll do it. No burst inside there for Ruka. The 2-1 finish there for Beta Dude. Being able to move on forward. Going to be facing off against GF down the line. As we're now going to be transitioning into our loser side of the bracket. But man, yeah, great stuff between these two. Really, really patient play a lot of times, especially there from Beta Dude. Advancing forward a lot of times without even really pressing all too much. Just the presence of Ragnar running at you with barrier, pushing you into this corner, saying, ranged advantage be damned. You're going to sit here and now I'm going to start knocking at your door with that 2A, just hammering down 6D once in a while to catch you trying to press for a low.
Yeah, I think one of the really critical moments of that match was, so in game 2 we saw a lot of dead spike, right? But we didn't see it at all that particular game. And I don't know if you caught this, but there was an interaction where they did like the block string, ended it a little early, and just did straight jump A, and it got a counter hit, right? Because I think I think that they knew that there was going to be a read towards one of Ragnar's fuzzy jumpable moves, and then Ruka would just pick an option that could beat that and also go air to air. But Beta Dude was just like exactly one layer higher, rising jump A at the perfect time. So, you know, really like big micro adjustments. They don't really show, they're not flashy adjustments in the grand scheme of things, but, you know, just mastery of like the Blazblue system and like your character you can oftentimes do things like that.
Absolutely. But with that, I'm seeing here we got Jiv and really beautiful dude posed up to go. So for Jiv, of course, we are very familiar with his Naruto, but he does have options that in other characters that he has talked about. Like, I have sat down to really learn these because this is my sort of triple threat to perfectly cover all the matchups and put me in a consistently advantaged position without having to really delve into the nitty-gritty of just Naruto and how he might approach these matchups. So next to the particular Naruto, he does have that Amane as well as the S, right? Also has an S at his
Okay. I thought you meant like he learned like Izanami and Carl or something.
No.
Okay, he's still pretty honest, yeah.
It still keeps it stable. I mean, I think for like characters like Izanami and Carl, who are just very, very solid across the board against a multitude of matchups, they're really just like the kind of characters you only just need them.
Yeah. Love the jacket there from Jiv. I guess like, you know, beautiful dude's kind of got like the Edward Snowden thing going too, so it's pretty fly. So this matchup, I think one thing that people don't know a lot about, especially if they don't fight Naruto a lot, Naruto is like one of the best and largest like air to ground type moves. It's really good against a lot of the doll characters, honestly.
Okay.
Because it's really huge and like it catches them at ranges where they expect to have the advantage. It's very a bit underrated, yeah. That being said, like everything about Naruto is like either underrated or overly overrated, so there's really no in between.
Please select your character.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I think definitely like being able to play for JD can work, but the moment like Rayleigh has the doll active, playing for the air becomes a major risk, especially if the doll's just hanging right behind him, because that 4D, right? Immediately the spike sniping you from the sky, compared to when you would rather like try to go for maybe like a charge JD from Naruto to fish out for that 2C anti-air. But we'll see, right? I think also just the name of the game here for Jiv is get right in beautiful dude's face. Do not let him see activate life at all, and hope to catch him on lead lay, right? At just the right time to keep pushing damage.
I think because of how it just depends, yeah. It's like kind of a place and time kind of thing. Because as you see right there, beautiful dude is going much lead for air to air. You kind of want to, you know, Jiv can combat it like multiple ways in Naruto, right? Either rising jump normal or just from a spaced out jump D. Okay.
Catch, beautiful opener here. Gonna be a significant amount of damage, right? But might have been a slight execution error, but nevertheless, right, on top of beautiful dude. Keep pushing it forward, but yeah, these are some probably not the execution errors you want to be making right here in top 8 of Blazblue at Slashback. Oh,
that's the thing though, Naruto is a pretty high execution character, and like it's quite rewarding because it doesn't cost anything resource-wise, just your life when you mess it up. But he is a very high damage character.
But I think that's the key, like you said as well, right? For a character that has effectively execution being his main cost to access the damage compared to, say, like Rayleigh. Oh my goodness. That, okay.
Overhead, yeah. Okay, burst. Wants the round.
Woo!
Double slash Kaido. Spends the meter. Yeah, gets the block chain. Just a basic combo he will kill here. No! Oh. He just had a DP!
Yeah, greeted for that JD finish there. The duo bias comes out, just backs away.
Yeah, get a, oh, okay. Still has a life lead, does Jiv. Very tense moment here. 15 seconds left.
Yeah, and you can't give too much space over to beautiful dude, right? You saw the armor of the doll being able to eat the jump in there from Jiv. So final health interaction situation there.
Yeah, and the thing is that like beautiful dude had just run out of barrier, so there's no need to push there, right? Jump D. Ooh, almost baited that. Okay, sway. Nice, yeah. That big normal catching those all moves hits, right? And like, even though it doesn't kill that much meter by itself, it kills the regeneration for a little while. And that can be a big factor in like when you really get into the weeds. Nice combo.
Yeah, beautiful optimal, really pushing every last drop of damage out of the outro. But check there from Beautiful Dude, baits the DP, but has the meter and immediately at the same time just gets the wife off of the table here.
Ah, another good challenge. Okay. Has quite a bit of meter. Overhead, spends the meter to, you know, just get the RC.
RC.
One more meter for Diovios, but jump A, the Beautiful Dude classic. Okay.
Nice. Good dodge on the command grab attack, but there it is. Rising normal, bring him back down to the ground.
Oh! Beautiful Dude's been really good with the slash Kaido punishes. Hasn't lost a round yet. And yeah, 2C. Good attempt, but Naruto is so quick.
Oh, absolutely. And starting to feel a bit for Jiv here, because like a lot of the meters being spent just narrowly catching Beautiful Dude into a little bit of damage, and immediately he just has to be so careful with how he interacts on his wake up, because Beautiful Dude has represented that 2A. Now he's starting to see that 6 speed to try and blow it up.
Okay, good jump. Yeah. I think they whipped a Phantom Pain. I couldn't quite tell what that was. Okay. Spend some wife meter here to keep that neutral going, and then turns it off. Jump A. Yet again. Very strong normal, honestly.
Make yourself nice and small. Hold it in for extended active frame.
Okay, trade. Take the trade there. Slash Kaido. Got eye beat on the ground, so. Takes the turn back. Throw. Okay, uses gear. Can turn the wife off here. Get a nice extension to get some wife meter back.
Oh no, the second hit there.
Try to backdash maybe, but this is very, very tough to get through this. But does, you know, in 2 combos could still kill, but Diovios DP's out and techs back into it.
I think maybe he was just looking to like Clash War his way through with the DP just to deny Beautiful Dude any sort of pressure off of the dual bios.
I think he could have done like a flying DPRC basically, but just teching back into it was the only real mistake there. Because then he teched forward, but maybe it was body blocked, but either way, had the opportunity to block that in the air, which is as good as it can do. Nice.
Takes down. Oh, dear.
Really gutsy. I think I kind of see the frustration pouring in right here, right? But Beautiful Dude drops the comp, gives another chance.
Yeah, now have to unsummon the wife here, but still pushing on forward. Big counter hit confirm here. The 5 beat straight away to the 60 on for a nice extension as well as that wife gate being built back up. Just impression.
Yeah, but the wife.
Oh,
man. Unsummon throw. Classic.
That little air stall. It's just exactly the kind of thing where it's the respect of high-level players where they're really just paying attention to the screen, like what could they possibly do? Whereas, you know, it's as simple as like, oh, you should be challenged during the unsummon, but there's so many other things going on at the same time.
Yeah, just mentally not ready. Okay, very little wife gauge here. There's Jiv's chance. OD's through it. Really good. Air dash mix-ups lands true yet again. That's the thing, we haven't seen Jiv be able to defend themselves a lot here in this matchup. It's caught rolling, and that's really bad as well, but Beautiful Dude, once again, giving many extra chances. Very the generous dude. And the twirls through the burst. With that. Beautiful Dude, honestly, very, very on point there. Missing some, like, you know, air fireballs of all things, but able to close it out.
Had a perfect no less as well, with a little bit of style and flair. That leg going straight through the burst. I mean, that's one of those beautiful things where it's like that. Ledley as a move has a lot of functionality, but you know that little spice on top just to make it burst invuln, which is rare.
Yeah. It's like pure. Like not only is it a good move, but you farm a lot of aura when you use it.
For sure. Well, that's going to be the run for Jiv. Still a top 8 finish. Nothing to scoff at here.
Yeah, a lot of really like good moments where they're hitting really strong B&Bs. But I think that like on defense, they were really starting to show like a lot of cracks in the armor. Like they're a lot relying on DP a lot. Weren't really able to block a lot of the mix-ups, right? So Beautiful Dude was really able to take advantage of that. Like throughout the match, like getting a lot of critical throws. When he had like no wife gauge, right? Able to convert that into a full wife gauge using super, for example. It's just those little things in this game where like, had you tech that throw, you could, you know, on paper, no frame advantage. But in practice, like you're in a situation where you have a resource advantage against Relius, right?
Yeah.
But you know, that's just one of the beautiful things about this game. There's so much like that goes into like the situation, time, and place that like really lets players like show what they can do in critical moments in every game.
Absolutely. With that, we're moving on to our next match as the players are getting ready here. We got Quetzalcoatl facing off against F-Zero Vendetta. So that's going to be the Susan versus the Ragna matchup. And, you know, to some people, they really just kind of compare these two as almost equals just off the basis of their hatred for Ragna's Jesus kick to Susan's own sort of Jesus kick with that tail. Slight shifting of numbers there where ultimately Ragna does win out with a lot of these interactions. But we'll see between these two because, of course, Susan is effectively momentum personified in Centralfiction. Not only with just the way this character moves, but the fact with just the seal locks, right? Being able to access greater and stronger specials, which just open up how the character can run pressure, how the character can convert, what kind of neutral decisions can he make. And for Ragnar, he just stays the same.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think, like, I would say, like, Susanoo starts as, like, half a character with no special moves. And then, you know, as you unlock many special moves, you have, like, twice as many special moves as other characters, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's, you know, he's got his own game plan. And Ragnar, on the other hand, always solid, right? Pretty much has all the tools he needs at all times, which is cool. And I do think that, like, the main difference between them, like, I think both of their 5Bs are really strong, but Ragnar has much more mobility. So, like, he's much more prone to do the whiff punishes because if he dodges a move, he can actually dash and punish it, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, 8 frames active. I mean, 8 frames startup, 8 frames active on top of that. So, very powerful move is Ragnar's 5B. And Susanoo's 5B, no slouch, obviously, about the same speed, but has, like, a bit more of, like, a disjointed hitbox, right? So,
yeah, especially, like, the first active frame it has that slight edge to be able to challenge. And we talk about, like, 8 frame active, or 8 frame startup, for Ragnar 5B. The main issue behind it is that he has, like, a shorter first active frame, where as his whole extended hurt box is already active at the same time. So you can see situations where it might lose to arguably the slower 5B of Susanoo, which is where you typically also just see Ragnar's pushing themselves forward to get that early 8 frame active window of their normal. But I think also into this matchup, right, like talking about startups of moves, Susanoo does have some pretty slow jabs to work with, right? The 7 frame 2A being his fastest normal to be able to contest with. And into the pressure of Ragnar where he's constantly just, I think it's like 0 on block on you, always with that 2A. You're trying to barrier it out, now you're giving him plus frames. It makes for a really big challenge for Quetzalcoatl to actually find out here. So I'm curious to see how he's going to be piloting his way through these pressure situations.
yeah, it really depends on what kind of pressure he expects, right? If you're seeing a lot of 2As, obviously, like, you know, instant barrier is pretty strong because, like, once you're in 5B range, that's like it's just like pure overhead or low at that point, right? Unless Ragnar goes for a whiff cancel, right? But, you know, if a whiff cancel comes, that is one thing that Susanoo can challenge, right? 2C, like, is plus in some situations, or like a whiff is, like, you have to react with it, like, the pressure button right away, right?
Yeah.
You won't be able to win by using A normals necessarily, like some other characters do, but if you go for redash or something like that, then you have the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So it can work. I do think that, like, Susanoo can also just work by doing, you know, like jump, like do a fuzzy jump, right? It's always strong against Ragnar. When he jumps, he's not quite as powerful as Ragnar is going downwards. However, he's much better at anti-air. So it's kind of like a, you know, two sides of like a different coin.
Both characters just exemplifying core strengths and core weaknesses. So it's up to the players to really move around these and try to exploit their opponents here. And as we're about to head into the game, I'm curious to see what kind of round start we're likely to expect. Between these two, right, most of the times you can find both of them just slamming the 5B. It's the most common opener you see from these two characters that a lot of people loathe. But I could also imagine that, you know, they take a more respectful approach, try to back away and play a little afterwards, look for some more, like you said, like Ragnar might try to play from the air a bit more, dance around, looking to maybe get that 2C to whiff and then get a punish thereafter. And Quetzalcoatl, of course, that 5A dish one could be really key into this matchup.
Yeah, starting at the full screen, since Susanoo doesn't have full screen here, with that a bit of aggression, but nice use of the barrier. But again, that a lot of moves for Susanoo do work as anti-hit. So getting that train going. Okay, back throw. Very rewarding for Vendetta here.
Urgent, bring it back down to the ground, but Solo does have that DP unlock, so does need to manage the pressure. You can see already, right? Some dash in, followed by the barrier, but the DP rocks at just the right time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Good burst if you want to fight for this round. Prime air throw moment, but Vendetta goes to off throw counterassault. Block on the overhead, but yeah, the frame trap. And that is one thing about this though. Like, Susanoo does have really good frame traps, but some of them are pretty fake because it's a DPs. So if Vendetta can really like lock in, it can challenge a lot of those gaps, especially with instant block.
Routing there from Quetzalcoatl, Ground Viper, and the DP unlocked straight into throw. We go with a spin dash on top of it as well.
Yeah, if you only hit your opponent every time, Susanoo is one of the strongest characters.
Sure.
Fatal. This should be it. OD, yeah, so he can't burst.
Yeah, nice and simple there. Great stuff from Quetzalcoatl, and especially like we're talking with the previous match that we saw, Ragnar, that 10k health, right, into the damage machine that is Susanoo. It's going to disappear in a flash, right? Three touches, gone.
I mean, Susanoo is probably the strongest one-player character in the game, yeah. If the opponent doesn't play the game, then you can kill them really fast. Okay. Unlocks, ooh, which one is that one?
That's going to be the command grab.
Yeah. Not a super strong move, but it's good for a finisher.
Yeah, it'll catch people off guard, right? Because, as you said, not a super strong move, so largely not routed for, but when it does appear, you really, like, not a lot of people have experience at seeing, like, what the startup for that is.
Okay, good block on the crush trigger, but still locked down. Okay, out of range for throw, gets the DP. They're letting the normals rock.
Wow, okay, being able to slide under the JC there, but challenging back. Vendetta seeing how dire the situation is. The size.
Oh no! Big drop. Counter assault gets baited. Not dead yet though. Still got a chance here. DP. It loses to the other DP. It's so active.
It's so active, but I think it's also one of those things where Ragnar's DP is so fast that it might, in this situation, right, DP to DP, it can have its detriment.
Ooh, gets caught jumping. It's like unlocks a DP. Good block and punish. Can't get the double dash. Okay, 5D, dead spike, reset pressure yet again. DP, RC. But drops it.
Interesting option to go for the 3C there.
Might have been a mistake.
I'd have to assume so.
Oh, good bait. Yeah, that was it. That's what you need. See that happen. But no.
Backwards hitbox of JA. Just barely catching. Great routing, and look at all those unlocks inside here.
Nice jump. That's one thing you gotta do against Susanoo. You gotta jump when it's your turn to jump. It's caught by overhead. Good burst. Still alive. 5A, yeah.
Great stuff there by Quetzalcoatl, constantly in check. We do see Vendetta find these opportunities, but just enforcing that DP through a lot of his interactions. Did start seeing Vendetta respect it a little bit, but I think it was just a moment, just a touch too late there. Because of course we go into the next layer now, where Quetzalcoatl is expecting the respect for the DP, but we're unfortunately not going to be able to see that.
Yeah, I think it's like a classic. Managing certain matchups, especially when like your opponent benefits from you blocking, you really got to pick and choose your spots, right? Because like you saw right there, Quetzalcoatl is okay with like swinging and like having it be, okay, well, I might trade or I might lose in this situation, but you're still coming to me, right? I'm creating this, this interaction is created for me because you're approaching me in a situation where we're like relatively neutral, right? So you do really have to pick your spots with that. I think it helps to be either more defensive or more patient, right? Because we saw a lot of situations where Vendetta got hit, was trying to be really, really aggressive. And it was like, you can say it's like, oh, well, it's just a 5A anti-air. It happens to everybody, right? But then you really need to not be in those situations at all when you're playing a character who just by forcing an interaction, you could put yourself at a disadvantage.
Exactly. But, okay, it's going to be Quetzalcoatl that's going to stay put for the time being, facing off against Ruka coming back.
Yeah, and this isn't a classic example of this. Like, compared to Ragnar the Blood Edge, S does have a projectile, right?
Yeah.
So you may see Ruka try to force the issue with a projectile. That being said, projectiles aren't flawless against Susanoo, as he has, like, the full screen knuckle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. At the very least, right, it can delete a projectile, or in this case, clash with it. But I think, like, if Ruka can get the timing down, especially with something like the B projectile,
Select
which
your character.
takes a little bit more time to advance across the screen, so you can actually use it to cover your approach, you might be able to catch Quetzalcoatl in the situation where, right, we were talking about earlier, the movement for Susanoo is a lot more committal. So putting him in these awkward positions where it's much easier, much simpler for you to place button right, consider an anti-air, a rising normal, or just 5B on the ground should catch them when they're low enough in the air.
Yeah, and S is probably one of the best defensive characters in the game, even though, like, we call it defensive, but, like, her defense is, like, doing rising jumpy or, like, things like that. But, it's very, very powerful, right? And you will see, like, maybe a potentially big difference in style and how they approach Susanoo. And, we'll just have to see what Quetzalcoatl does to adapt.
Indeed, the players just preparing here, and yeah, similarly, right, we were talking about S with her comparisons to Ragnar, where we'll see a lot of the similarities with some of these normals, but of course, just being able to play at even further range with the likes of 5C. We'll see if how Ruka decides to pod that, decides to take for a more defensive approach, backing away, shoot out the projectiles from the air.
Yeah. Okay, tried to air dash in. Like I mentioned, if you force the interaction when it's not an advantageous situation, that is exactly what Susanoo is looking for. It does get the air dash here.
This could be the clean knockdown here. Set up the meaty seal there.
And Susanoo's very tall. So.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nothing is going to get under that rising JC from S. And especially what Ruka is exceptional at is the timing with these seal pops. To be able to get the meatless extension from it.
Okay. Good defense there. Has DP unlocked, but... Okay. Tries for a read-up air dash. Does catch with a 5A here. Has sword, so good extension there.
Yeah, smart conversion there, being able to notice.
Good block. Oh. Late RC, though, is a frame trap. I don't think this is quite enough.
It's going to be a solid push here, but... OD pop. I think maybe just trying to bait out the reversal there. Yeah, bait DP RC.
Ooh, yeah, the OD sand. Pocket sand.
Pocket sand, that full conversion, right? That level 3 megalith.
Okay. Wow, nice air dash. That's one of the things about S is that move is really pesky if you let it come out, but if you manage to interrupt it.
Yeah, it's the name of the game into all of her drive normals, right? Try to stop her from activating. They do have an exceptional amount of startup, but once they get going, right, it's just going to keep being S's turn all around.
Yeah, a little bit of overcommittal there by Quetzalcoatl. Seal is out, cross up. Back to the corner, the go lane loop. Oh, okay. I mean, a drop combo is still like pretty advantageous for S, all things considered. Air. Wow, good.
Nice. Amazing conversion to come off of it as well here.
Set up a seal. It is set up with Boris. Good block. And 5C, but yeah, not enough frame advantage there from the OD. Seal is set, still locked into place, and jump C.
Nicely done, and especially this round event, like in this final round situation, 40% first gauge available for Quetzalcoatl. Not only does that mean no do-overs, especially for a character like Susanoo, when things get dire, you do like tapping into that overdrive to have temporary access to all of your specials, but also maybe to be able to blow through some ODR unsafe pressure that you might come to see from S.
Yeah, rising overhead, goes low this time. Yeah, you saw right there, right into 6 speed, but good timing there from Quetzalcoatl, forces the miss 6 speed this time. First from Ruka to keep momentum here, and it's working out quite well so far. We're going to set up back up again. Burst is about to be available. Hello, don't drop the combo. Big drop.
Maybe expecting like a counter hit or something, because like the 3C doesn't naturally combo into 5D.
Okay, catches something there. Maybe a back air? Could be bad. DP's unlocked, but good front roll. Force a second into whiff. Miss the anti again. Has OD and about to be 50 meter.
Next touch will do it.
Okay. Good block, counter assault, prudent choice. Okay. Oh! Yeah, this should be it.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, didn't even have to OD, but the late RCs have been working quite well for Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, that's something also that's like deep in the playbook for Susan, with these RC points that can just catch you by surprise by him like suddenly jutting forward, especially where we saw Quetzalcoatl RCing right before the final kick of the Ground Viper that just shoves him into that throw range. You can see similarly as well with the likes of like 6B being able to RC just before the hit comes out and teleport forward.
Yeah, nice aggression there. Early burst of Quetzalcoatl, felt it. But if you're playing for 3 rounds, that can be the way to do it.
Right.
Good IB, barrier, yeah, forced it. Allows pretty much a free jump. Okay, reset. And that's one of those things. This is very tricky, though her damage is not overwhelming. She always has very high advantage on all knockdowns here.
Yeah, it definitely can create a lot of favorable situations for herself just about any situation she faces.
Ooh, gets caught by overhead though. Momentum burst from Ruka yet again. Okay, press trigger gets blocked. That Quetzalcoatl takes their turn.
Solid grip of damage as well. Has a lot of relevant unlocks there. 2.4k, but DP right through the 5A pressure. Slops over to the other side, but Quetzalcoatl on the chase.
Ground Viper. Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice conversion. I thought they were going. I thought they were going to let it rock, but goes straight into OD super. Should be enough.
Oh, more than enough.
Super like hits with all the moves you have unlocked for a little bit of extra damage before the finisher.
Right. Especially like the final two, with Man Grab and the Orb dealing a significant extra grip. But nice conversion there on the counter hit there.
Ooh, touch something and force the burst. That could be the last burst if this round does not get won by Ruka. DP for offense. Very aggressive. Nice 2C. I was about to mention, like, Ruka's been going for 6B a lot, but then in some angles you just got to go for 2C, even though it is not as strong. But you have to do it for the angle.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, not as strong as the button, but CF is definitely a game of anti-airing. Rarely has one button that fits all sizes.
Really good aggression here from Ruka, making something happen here. Sets up the seal DP yet again. Here comes the pressure. Okay. RC. But that gets blocked. Oh my goodness, that feint. And no barrier left. Counter assault.
Yeah, especially having the dirt kick available.
Really good 60. Has a chance here. Goes for a bait.
Oh, backing away.
Get tagged many times by...
That'll do it, yeah. 5B, catching in the air. That's the ideal type of starter that a Susan would like to see. So Quetzalcoatl keeping the run alive, and unfortunately that is going to be it for Ruka.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty strong showing, especially with the aggression right there, right? But I think like there were so many, especially in the previous game, so many missed anti-airs that just really caused a lot of problems. They fought a lot at mid-range too, where just really good spacing from Quetzalcoatl to win a lot of interactions for huge damage too is the other thing.
Yeah.
A lot of those conversions went for straight for 4,000 damage, so that honestly made the big difference. That seeing Ruka miss some of those 6Bs definitely made the big difference in certain parts of the match.
Yeah, certainly painful, but that's kind of the name of the game between these two. You got to make every last hit count, and like you said, right, Quetzalcoatl really on point with these conversions, being able to access just not only the relevant seals, but just a ton of damage to really bring it down to a final situation as fast as possible.
Yeah, and with that, it's going to be Jonah versus Beautiful Dude. So these two have played each other quite a bit.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I would call them training buddies, right? Or training enemies, whichever. So yeah, they played each other quite a bit, and the winner of this will go on to fight Quetzalcoatl, right? So.
Oh, indeed, yeah. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how this plays out. As always, with the likes of Valkenheim, a lot of what defines a matchup kind of goes out of the window when he has you set into the corner with the wolf ready to go, because it's just an insane vortex to be able to try and survive. But I feel like similarly is going to be the case with Relius, right? Being able to put Valkenheim on a defensive position with the likes of the doll backing you up here, to be able to open up your opponent. We're going to see how versed these two are. Like, how often have they played one another?
I mean, they've definitely played each other a lot. But then, like, you know, there's so much more separation between each time they play, right? So it can go a lot of different ways here. I will say that Reli's offense is quite relevant against Valkenheim, just because. But they're both really gauge dependent, right?
Yeah.
Every time you make a critical defensive move when the gauge is low, it can be a really high leverage point because you go straight from defense to offense a lot of the time. Because oftentimes you see momentum where it's like, oh wow, I DP'd you, so I get the hard knockdown.
Yeah.
I have the advantage. In this matchup, it's like, well, I blocked out your mix-up. Now I have full gauge, so I can do our whole mix-up gauge on you instead, right? So it oftentimes goes, you know, it's similar interaction, but just different in how these characters have different resources.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how these two go down. I mean, like, yeah, now that you put it that way, especially just with the overdrive being so key to being able to preserve and generate their gauges back in a lot faster states. We'll see how deep the two invest in either. I'm going to try and control or try to leverage the gauge to control and get pressure going and deny the other, or is there going to be anything left to be able to convert for some damage?
Valkenheim are Helsing. Relius Clover.
Okay, what stage will we get? Now I don't know.
Now we don't know. I would imagine, though, for Jonah. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, hugging it out. Let's go.
I would imagine, though, for Jonah, the last thing you want to do is give Rayleigh space, right? Like, compared to between one another, I think it's a little bit more immediate, the Wolf activation. So just to get right in there, deny any chance to see the doll come out, is most likely the MO there for Jonah kicking things off.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard for Relius to be on the ground at all in this matchup. So for the most part, want to be in the air as much as possible, unless you're, of course, doing pressure like this, right? But yeah, good fuzzy jump. And they trade, though.
Yep. Oh!
Because right there, like, 2C is so slow, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment.
It's still a very solid anti-air, but especially if you can slip by it, making it face the wrong way, you can see some of the pains of not having the doll to be able to 4D anti-air for you.
Yeah, frame trap there from Jonah. Okay, the transformation meaty. Does get a little bit gauge positive here. For like, you know, 3 mix-ups or so. Good, nice lead late, didn't punish it.
Tries to actually not see that punish come out there from Jonah, but still, nice life lead situation. Finds the opportunity to go careen across the screen, but unfortunately has to lose the damage as much as possible with A normal, so that does leave it at a small amount, but nevertheless finds the next hit, has a full stick of butter, only needs about that 50, and that's going to be the first round going to Jonah.
Yeah, beautiful to try to challenge with something, maybe just 2A, you know, never know. But yeah, I got counter hit, and that's the round.
Dancing against one another. Jonah trying to see his beta dude. That's a beautiful dude. Gonna commit.
The dude.
The dudes. Many dudes here.
Okay. Air dash mix up. Oh! Cheeky little overhead there.
I think Jonah did try to fuzzy guard that one, but a bit of a slow overhead.
Yeah, because normally you expect like a double air dash right there, right? But
yeah.
Went for a cheeky slow ground overhead. Gets some meter back. A nice reset here. Pressure reset counter assault from Jonah. Good blocks, but didn't block that one. Knockdown. Ooh, big frame trap. That's huge. He's going to get a lot of wolf gauge back for this and damage.
Just catching with the overhead there.
It's not enough to kill still, so goes for a reset. Ah, there you go.
There
That's why. Okay. Yeah, very nice. Expected that too. So they cut the combo very short, so I expected a jump C, jump C.
Yeah, especially to just make sure not too much burst gauge is regenerated, just to put him into that final interaction and have enough room before the burst gauge becomes active to be able to get the damage to close out the game.
Yeah. Superior range from Jonah winning out there. He's about to get a small wolf combo with the knockdown in the corner. And there's the overhead.
Gauge ready to rock.
Okay. OD, but yeah, it's still a frame trap. You didn't get your turn because they didn't commit yet.
Yeah, and the scary part, of course, is right after you pop that OD, while they're in wolf state, they can also just hit 4D, 7D, right, just back out for the time being.
Yeah, big combo. all of the wolf torpedoes. But yeah,
Rebel 2. Action!
match point for Jonah.
Down here, just trying not to overcommit, especially you can see Beautiful Dude trying to fish, hopefully to catch Jonah moving around in the air with his doll, but ultimately ends up spending a lot, and like you said earlier at the beginning, right now without any doll gauge, this is all Jonah until Beautiful Dude can either find an opportunity to escape, reactivate the doll.
Okay, undone transform setup. Try to fuzzy jump or challenge me, but that's bad. It has to burst. Okay, ball run. Okay, good top there. We're gonna win that little resource battle. Amazing movement. Uses overdrive. Looking to close it out here. Got meter for super. That's it.
That'll do it. My goodness, yeah. I think that's been the absolute highlight there from the set with Jonah. Is just the immaculate movement, whereas Beautiful Dude is constantly putting the doll in a position where it could anti-air with the likes of like 6D, 4D, but Jonah just keeps moving, keeps testing it, just dancing in and out, and before you know it, like all that wife gauge has been spent just trying to fish for a hit that never came.
Yeah, it's really hard though, because like, you know, Valkyrie doesn't really have to commit at all, pretty much up until they choose to, you know? And it's really hard to force the interaction because, you know, not exactly the best ground normals or air normals, right? So it's just a really tough matchup. And, you know, I do think Beautiful Dude played it as about as well as he could, but, you know, an expert like Jonah's not going to make any serious mistakes there. So as you saw, it just closes it out.
All right, so with that, we are going to take a short break, so don't head anywhere, right? The rest of this top 8 will be back before you know it, so we'll catch you in a moment.
Listen to me! You're gonna kill the Terry! Sheesh, you're way too hungry! Lucky you, but this isn't over. Sheesh, I don't have time for this. This guy? Name's Usagi? This small-eared little mooch is what I got instead of a handsome...
All right, and welcome back to Slashback Blazblue Centralfiction Top 8. Down to Top 4 now, I believe, as we've got winners finals, winners semis, losers finals, and grand finals. So not a whole lot left in this exhilarating Top 8, but again, joining me is...
Yucker.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? So, what was your favorite match so far?
It's hard to say, because, like, I think they've been all really, really fantastic. Although,
Please select your
I think
character.
just by, like, comparison of the two characters, to me, DGF's performance into Jonah has been my favorite thus far, and being able to see him play just a character like Terumi into like an absolute demon of like Jonas Valkenheim, it's like just incredible stuff of just not only like the weight of who he's playing against, but just that matchup alone. It's so many things just stacked against DGF, and speaking of the man, we get to see him play off against Beta Dude here in the winners finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, another... It's so dramatic that Beta Dude is taking up so much of the camera space. That's how much aura he's getting right now, right? That's just how it goes. Slight reality shift there, but that being said, you know, another story-related matchup, right?
I mean, story quite literally, the lore between these two, right? The final battle of Central
The
Fiction.
wheel of fate is turning. Rebel.
Doesn't get any
one.
more canon between these two.
Action.
Quick button check. And yeah, I think like with the honesty of Ragnar, this is going to be a little bit more of a cleaner matchup that DGF can play through, right, compared to sort of the hectic and very, very careful play that he has to demonstrate into the likes of Jonah, right? A lot more opportunities to just push on forward, get right into the grill of Beta Dude and start knocking at the door, hoping for an opening.
Yeah, I mean, it could go a lot of different ways here, right? Like, we've seen DGF make the most of a lot of the opportunities, right? Made relatively few mistakes overall, right? But, you know, if that keeps up, he'll definitely be more than a match for Beta
Please
Dude, right?
select your character.
Definitely go either way.
Yeah, and especially
Ragnar, the Blood
what might
Edge.
be also quite nice for Beta Dude is that he can really, really go for extensive pressure, as when Terumi is without that 50 meters to be able to have access to his metered reversals, it is going to be a lot of reliance on system mechanics there to just try and find an opening, or just, you know, use things like IBVs just to create a lot more space and find an opportunity to move from there, right, interact a little further, or just straight up find an opportunity to challenge.
Yeah, of course. I think, like, jabbing with Terumi is not terrible. Compared to, like, fighting Valkenheim, it's a lot more reasonable to be like, I have advantage, it's my turn to press A now, kind of thing, right? You have some opportunities for that. That being said, Ragnar is one of the best, like, mid-dispensers in this game. So
Oh, yeah.
could definitely just be a frame trap, as always. I love special intros.
Oh, I miss them so much. It's also, I think, one of the views of Blazblue. Like, a lot of characters genuinely hate each other.
Yeah. Well, you know, that keeps it a little spicy. You know?
Absolutely.
Okay, starting with the low. Too far for the double dash.
Oh.
Another empty low.
I mean, that was devious by Beta Dude, right? Hitting that JC so low to the ground it cancels. It just completely caught DGF off guard, as well as using that Nightmare Edge just to act as a dive kick.
Yeah, beats out the anti-air. Yeah, it's Spike, more 60s this time. Yeah. Gauntlet Hades frame trap. That's a lot of damage. Probably barely alive.
Yeah, next touch will do it, of course. Oh, yeah. We've seen Beta Dude utilize that one. It's not a lot of hits, so suddenly you're on the ground and there comes a low. And I think maybe you can even threaten overhead with it, but it's just not an option you see all too often come out from Ragnar.
Okay, more pressure with 6D. Double jump. Yet again. There's not a lot Terumi can do against that unless they've already challenged the 6D.
Definitely very tricky.
Okay, air dash in. 6B too far away. Nice anti-air. That is one of those things that's underrated with Terumi. Anti-air is a very good starter for him.
Yeah.
With a lot of meter gain, right? So even though it does a lot of pure damage, but also builds up a ton of meter.
Oh, certainly. I think it's also kind of just funny for a character like Terumi, who struggles in a lot of aspects, has one of the best anti-airs in the game.
Okay. Respected that. Took the mid, but, you know, no real damage from that.
With patience here.
Yeah. Walking their way to another 15 more meter. Nice. Yet another anti-air. It's going to get to 100 meter here, so let's see what they decide to go with. Yeah. Spend some of it. Save the rest for another mix-up, maybe? Just baits it out, yeah. He's baiting out DP.
Oh!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Nice. Clean response there. Chase down, getting that air throw. You're pushing a good bit of damage.
Yeah, next interaction could kill, like, throw, Carnage Scissors. Probably not enough, but...
Maybe with the overdrive pop it could be. Try to go for throw.
Yeah, throw OD will definitely do it. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, second time.
Wasting that barrier. Oh my... Yeah, throw could kill now, though, because they've got the Astral.
Yo, one must imagine Beta Dude happy. Hold on.
6 seconds.
Oh.
Okay. Now, because they forced DGF to OD, now time is still stopped.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Barrier left. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Nice
that's
reversal.
a rip. Wow. I'd imagine exactly that spot. You just kind of chill out now. Cause
That was gutsy, but you take those.
oh, for sure.
They had been patient for pretty long, so I think that was the right time to let it rip, because it hit.
Fair enough. I can't knock on the result.
Okay, nice instant block on the dead spike, but gets caught crouching. Okay, corner combo.
Conversion, a nice grip of damage already on the play here.
Ooh,
Counter,
the CT.
crush trigger, yeah, beautiful stuff. Pushing damage ever further, but DGF does have more than 50 bar here to work with, so definitely a reversal is available.
Nice
jump out.
Yeah. Gets with the second hit of that. That's good damage, yeah. So he chooses the RC, as expected. Okay. Good pressure there. Just backs off, as you notice. Like, equal health. Another nice anti-air.
Yeah, the timing with these 6As, I think he'd be like 3 for 4 with them.
Yeah, he missed exactly one.
Yeah.
It was a very loud miss, but okay. Trade there. OD.
Oh.
Nice backdash, but Beta Dude was waiting. Okay. Nice meter for Carnage Scissor. Elbow 2-2C. Carnage Scissor. Yeah, just enough.
Yeah, I think in DGF's case, right, that overdrive, going for it on a normal like 2A is not the point that you want to find it. But I guess he was hoping to see like 6Ds come out, but which is what Beta Dude has been representing very early on in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially, but though later on, really just started calming it down and just throwing out 2As, understanding that that is the exact one out that Drumi has with overdrive rate.
Exactly. So good choice there, right? We haven't seen DGF try to challenge with an A move yet, so that could also be, especially on redash. It's definitely not plus on redash. So it could be something they could try to do as well.
Oh, air to airs, the air throw. Pretty good advantage position here. No counter hit, but does chase down on the reset there. Overhead connects, cashes it out nicely, and I think this is one that, nice and simple. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah, definitely, right? Because that overhead is really fast.
Oh, for sure.
Rebel 2.
Super aggressive from DGF right there. Ooh. You're set into 6D. The long dash 6D. That's what you were talking about right there, right? The overdrive to beat the 6D.
Yeah, especially for the likes of Terumi, just a full stick of butter off of one ODR, and now he's loaded up. Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
The extended normal, maybe?
It probably had to be exactly that there, but still, DGF is quite a threat with that full stick of butter.
Oh, that time did not hit the foot the follow-up there. That DGF is going to take advantage.
Oh.
Okay, whiff. It's an active flow. Okay, 60 yet again. This time no overdrive is available, so dead spike resets pressure. Gauntlet Hades gets beaten.
Oh, I couldn't quite get the counter hit pickup though.
Yeah, that could be big. The Gizzards give Beta Dude a second chance.
DGF does need to find an opportunity to leave this corner, but drive is available, and now you can see right the shift in the pressure from Beta Dude going into those 2As. The overdrive immediately off of the throw, trying to push as much damage.
Nice double cross on there, jump D, nightmare edge. Yeah, Guarded by Darkness. I don't think it'll kill, but
Look how much health he builds back up from it.
the long run, I love that. Expect a long run to a TRM now. Or just keep pressure, let's chill. Ooh, yeah, right there. That is always possible. You have the timing.
Seeing DGF pop it like this, that should be a high confidence super.
It's going to be really close.
Oh, see?
You do need to drain some of your opponent's meter to make it do full damage. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that was a DP or a wake up OD. Nothing came out though.
Yeah, interestingly, and even I think DGF eyes widened a little bit by surprise there. It's like, oh, that worked.
Yeah, but you know, you never know. You gotta put it out there.
Sure.
Wheel of Fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
All right, one apiece, and this being a winners finals, right? They do have that one extra game to go through, right? Being played out first to 3.
The 2D. It does build meter on block, right? So using that extra meter to keep pressure going is a great option.
Yeah, build meter very plus, so
Choose to back off here. Okay, very calm pressure here from DGF. Not really committing too much either. DP baited. Oh no!
that
Purple throw, the jump 2D, really strong.
and being able to dance right around that 5B, the crush trigger. Wait, the confirm will come right afterwards.
Yeah, look at that meter build.
Oh yeah, just getting past the meter penalty through it all.
RC, throw gets tech. Jump 2D again. That's a really strong tool for an opponent running forward, right?
Right. It's very hard for them to recognize exactly what option you're going to go for when you suddenly go into the sky and immediately halting your any sort of momentum you had to bring you straight down to the ground. And of course, we've seen earlier it being able to deal quite handily into the likes of Ragnar 5. Oh my goodness, the front under, and unfortunately it's going to get counting and thrown here. So on temple there for Beta Dude.
Ah, nice empty low. We've seen it hit a couple times in this matchup from both players. Okay, RC, good jump out. Might have just beaten that anti-air cleanly. Okay, this is a bad knockdown, but they'll take it.
Dagger pressure, good reaction, and again, just the J2D has been doing so much work for DGF. As soon as he found out, like, oh wow, I've hit Beta Dude exactly 3 times with it now, and definitely going to see a lot more.
Yeah, oh no, big drop, but
Oh.
it doesn't matter. Jump 2D is always there for you.
So it would seem, and
Yeah, that's a questionable drop. I definitely think it had enough to kill because it probably would have built up to hundreds, right?
yeah, no, for sure.
But either way, you know, Jump 2D has been putting in so much work. I think, like, I do think Beta Dude should still be aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Especially when they dash out of the corner. But they've got to vary what their choice is right there, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if a hard committal to anti-air will even work there, if that's what they've been attempting, but maybe even dash jump is probably fine,
I mean,
right?
J2D is just like one of the normals of all time when it comes to just like, how do I deal with this? Because it's its own study of like, what's the right answer.
Okay. Let's jump A.
Nice.
Got the Hades off that throw. Getting a real nice chunk of damage here in the corner.
Ground.
Okay, good tech. Oh, but you're caught crouching, but too slow to hit confirm. Gauntlet, Hades, regular hit. RC's with the confirm.
Yeah, great stuff. I mean, it's one of those really, really good tools that Ragnar has at his disposal. Gauntlet Hades can cover quite a bit of space in the air, and yeah, with a 50-meter behind, even if it was blocked, could use it to safely convert into pressure. But now it's DGF's turn. That's Beta Dude back in the corner, a lot of blue beats, and
Yeah, it's
Beta Dude
25
saying, like,
free meter, yeah.
Yeah, just take it.
Okay. Went for 2A there. That was scary. That's definitely another jump 2D in the waiting, maybe.
Yeah. Oh!
I don't think they have the meter to kill, so it's going to reset here.
Take the first there from Beta Dude. Nice counter hit.
Yeah, great spacing on their 2B. OD. Get to 100 meter, they can kill, but if not, then no.
Should be able to round for that, yeah, quite easily. Especially that last special at the end will get you quite a chunk of bar to work with here. That's going to be DGF on set point here against Beta Dude. The first situation looking slightly more favorable for Beta Dude, sitting a good 30% ahead of DGF, having spent it at the very end for that OD route. But of course, both these players should be able to get it back online in this round itself.
60, back to the well. Now that we know OD is not coming, gets a mid for big damage.
Especially also all of those Ragnar tribes, being able to do chip damage on block. So you can see that DGF has to expend a lot of barrier gauges to make sure that the health doesn't disappear off of the
Yeah, whiff the 6D there, or whiff the jump D there to get the throw. Air dash mix up.
Oh,
Jump C, air dash, jump A. I like it. Should kill. Just kidding, it won't.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a JA starter there, so last chance here for DGF. Just trying to block it out, see if an opportunity presents itself. The J2D just jumps up and over Beta Dude. Extension off the super. Has only a pixel health to work with here, so just needs to make it count.
Oh, okay. Still not lethal, but very demoralizing. You definitely don't gotta avoid using a burst here if you're Beta Dude, right? Because if you do that, that's a win for DJ, even if they lose this round.
Yeah. Oh!
And just like that, small victory here at the minimum with that burst advantage now. Counter assault. Okay. Respecting that space and good jump out.
Oh! Patience as well from DGF, and
yeah, just ran out though. Counter hit by the 2A.
but like you said, right, this is still a small win for DGF. Still on that set point, and now only 10% burst gauge available for Beta Dude, having spent it so late into the final round.
Ooh.
Oh!
That was gutsy. Did not space that correctly, but not punished at least. And managed to jump A out. Okay. Delay pressure. Commits to dead spike. That's risky, but not punished it again. DGF out of the corner now. Got tagged jumping, but not big damage there. It wasn't confirmed.
Trying to find his opening, but
Full 6 speed.
Oh.
Command throw.
and Beta Dude has to be careful here, right? Not a whole lot of barrier gauge left to work with.
And the cross-up work. DPRC keeps pressure. Gama Hades blocked. Good-ish punish, but DGF not with a lot of damage there. Okay. Beta Dude jumps out. Catches the air. Delayed. Gauntlet Hades follow up to get the full combo.
Yeah, as well as that corner conversion to go with it as well. A nice recovery of health as well.
Yeah, the active will help that a lot. Gets the OD out. That's also really big because, you know, with that OD combo, gets hit.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're close. If they get to OD, they might be able to kill. Yeah, they get it.
Yeah, there it is. Crush Trigger just giving that extra stall to be able to access it and really pushing every last drop there. Beta Dude does clutch it out in the end here to bring it into a final game situation.
Yeah, that was close, right? I think, you know, DGF was on match point twice in that situation, right?
Yeah.
Had a pixel kind of, like, but, you know, Beta Dude forced the pixel come back, and then with that momentum, able to win that game.
The wheel of fate is turning.
See what DGF has in the books now, because I also don't think that Beta Dude hasn't really represented a response to the likes of J2D in a lot of these just like post-throw break or I have a little bit of space created situations.
Okay. Very nice confirm though. Blake on the heel yet again. Ooh, DRM.
Starting to blow up the OS now a little bit here as Beta Dude was on a perfect DGF into a painful spot into the corner. The overdrive is still available, so you can see quite a turnabout in terms of damage, right? Maybe even putting...
Ooh, what a frame trap. Huge.
Oh, no!
That can happen though. When you do 5D in the corner, that can happen. But it's okay. We pulled it out of the fire. Now, Beta Dude's on match point.
Both with their first overdrive available.
Okay, too far away. I don't know if that was intentional.
It's always hard to tell when people are burying your pressure, right? It's kind of one of those things that gets very difficult to be familiar with unless you really, really actively practice it.
Okay, pressure here, 4D, no meter, but take a little bit of meter and damage for that. Okay, they've been pretty patient. It's target by jump deep, but gets a jump A of their own.
Deep run, bring him all the way into the corner. Still though, has to manage the pressure. Checking for a possible ODR, but just like that, the DP being able to blow through the 6B hold.
Okay, no 6Ds from Beta Dude as you noted. They are playing around that overdrive quite well here. Okay, dash mix up. Crush trigger block. Are seated even for the extra frames.
Very interesting. So, think about it here for DGF to work with. See the patience just vying for his opportunity to strike, especially if he can find a solid confirm here to cash out. Pretty
nice. Good
hard.
defense from Beta Dude.
And a regular burst.
Yeah, probably needed it because I think that would have comboed after that Nightmare Edge.
Yeah.
20 seconds left. This is going to be tough. And I really like Beta Dude's defense in this round, but with the command throw. Doesn't super. Interesting. I think you needed to get as much damage as possible in this situation because, yeah, even though this is pretty much, it may kill or not, it doesn't really matter. But with that time advantage, you know?
Time advantage, health advantage, it will do the trick, and
Yeah, and with that, Beta Dude clutches it out.
I hope DGF realizes it's over.
Yeah, that's 3-2, yeah. Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
everyone's like, yes, it's 3-2.
Yeah,
For Beta
Dude got it.
Shake hands. There we go. Okay, we got
We
it.
love it. That was really good. I mean, DJF's just so locked in.
Oh,
right?
for real? Yeah. I mean, the defense was really, really good, right? There's like some small shakeups there, but like the stuff that Beta Dude had to throw out to get these openings, this is not like regular overheads that you just lap out. Like falling JC, RC into that J for that cheeky final hit overhead, right?
Yeah.
That kind of esoteric optioning is that gets you off guard, and like as you said, DGF was just focused in, ready to play it all the way down until they, you know, had to rip him off the setup.
Yeah, pretty much like I do think in that final round, Beta Dude was very, very patient. Played a lot of the timer. As you noted, like there was a lot of pressure in that match, but not like a ton of damage dealt to Beta Dude himself, right? Because he was playing very careful.
Yeah.
And before you even knew it, there was only 13 seconds left.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
By the time DGF had landed that command throw, right? There was only 13 seconds left. I was like, well, you got a super to kind of get the life to lead like closer. But having not gone for it, it was just like, well, it's pretty tough now, right? You're going to have to really commit to some kind of option or it's going to be time over in no time.
Yeah. And up next, we got Quetzalcoatl versus Jonah. And if I am not mistaken, this is a rematch for them in this tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were playing it on their pools on stream before. And of course, having seen Quetzalcoatl make the rest of his journey in this bracket from the loser side, it was Jonah that sent him down here.
Okay. Yeah, I do think Quetzalcoatl got a lot of mileage in the previous rounds through like just really, really dominant mid-range play, right?
Yeah.
That's not always an option against Falkenhayn, you know. But that being said, Susanoo is a pretty good anti-air character, and if as we've shown, like Quetzalcoatl is quite good at pressuring Susanoo, right? So
Yeah.
there could be an opportunity there as well.
The trick, of course, is going to have to be dealing with all of this movement that Falkenhayn has, and you know, Susanoo does sport quite a healthy amount of strong normals to work with. They do have quite the nasty amount of recovery when they end up whiffing, so that might be the kind of plays that Jonah is dancing around for, but ultimately when Quetzalcoatl does get a hold of Jonah and puts him into the corner, you can really start to see just how much momentum a character like Susanoo can carry forward.
Okay, so yeah, Jonah playing around. Wow, nice. It's a jump. I think it was jump E, maybe? And just like that, overhead. Okay. Jump C. Hell, a lot of hits done. Catches the roll.
Interesting. Bring him into the corner here. About half on the wolf gauge, but fine with the lay low. Getting that timing right around, you would expect the wolf break overhead as well. And now we're in a pretty tough exit position, right? Quetzalcoatl does have that DP available, so should he want to, can try to challenge the breakaway, but currently struggling to really find an opportunity to block out regularly, especially because like Jonah is sitting on that wolf form. Constantly, just the first opening hit is a threat of a high-low 50-50.
Yeah, the thing is that, you know, swinging for the fence there is Quetzalcoatl, but it is really hard to DP a lot of outcome stuff with his base specifically. It's got a lot of active frames, and it's very invincible, but that's the kind of DP that's bad against Falkenhayn.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that 2C is so good.
Yeah, especially getting it to hit behind, putting Jonah into the corner. This is the exact kind of spot that Quetzalcoatl wants to see him trapped in now. Getting that crush trigger to hit, I believe it was caught a backdash. Oh, wow.
It didn't counter hit, and then DP.
Okay.
Bro, she killed. Yeah. Good stuff there. That overhead was really cheeky in the corner. That's kind of exactly what you need to kind of turn the tables.
3, action, counter.
Trade.
There.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, gets the low there. Looked like a frame trap though. Didn't hit with the yellow question mark. Yeah, tried to backdash. Gonna baits it up, but didn't get a lot out of it because it gave Quetzalcoatl an extra spot. Quetzalcoatl responds by attacking. Gonna burst, but still keeps the momentum here.
he is to keep Quetzalcoatl trapped in the corner, especially look at the lack of seals he has unlocked, and just like that, another opening.
Yeah, if you OD against Valkyheim, but he's not already doing something, it's still his turn.
Yeah, especially like the wolf form. Like, those normals are insanely juiced, right? They do not follow the standard rules of like how you expect the ODR on attack levels.
It has meter for super. Wolf Tornado super. Will it kill you? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, but still, final touch situation, and like air trade like that is pretty much how that will go down. Like you can press it really aggressively there.
Yeah, that's the thing. That super does a lot of damage, but Susanoo has a lot of health.
Oh, for sure.
And just like that, jumping right back in it. Remember, this is loser semi, so it's only 2 out of 3.
Exactly.
That Jonah's in great position here. Gets the overhead. Okay. Nice corner confirm. OD. Okay,
Oh, wow.
5A, but Jonah seems ready already. Air dash over at Punish.
I'm surprised that 5-8 didn't catch the air dash attempt there, but nevertheless, right, this is looking to be all Jonah's game. Yet another opening, and routing for more of a human option here, just to get that wolf gauge regenerated.
Yeah, right into overhead. Okay.
Oh.
Cheeky, right into super. I love that. Fake the overhead dash down into low. With that, another perfect from Jonah, and this is looking pretty dire for Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, set point on top of it as well. So far, things haven't really been lining up for Quetzalcoatl, right? Even just the safety of something like Overdrive not really working out all too well. But great routing here. Should be able to finish into that DP unlock. The 3 biggest normal or special, unlocked here for Quetzalcoatl.
Okay, just jumping away now. Playing the life lead, which is not a bad idea. So you can take like 3 more of these and you're still going to have the life lead. DP gets baited, unless that happens.
Yeah, on top of it, Jonah routing is such that it baits the first potential thereafter. But
again! Oh no, but a big drop!
Quick get up DP is definitely a very bold choice.
It worked pretty well, but that's such a huge drop. Okay.
Oh, we are really fishing for any kind of answer here.
Yeah. Has burst available. Jump A. Tries it. Jonah comes in. Doesn't block the second overhead burst. Good option there. Can he get a hit on Jonah? Jonah counter assaults. Oh, yeah. That wolf cannon. This should do it. Has OD.
Yeah.
Sends it.
Barring any other characteristic drops, that will be the clean 2-0 there for Jonah. We can move on forward into that losers finals.
Yeah, that is one of the things about this matchup, right? Where I do think that Overdrive is better against all, is probably the main way you should try to defend yourself. But in a matchup like this where your Overdrive has not really been working on defense, I think it's actually just better to burst, honestly. Like, yes, with your option, if it fails, burst it, right? Yeah. Certainly you lose an extra 30% of your meter, and you won't get active flow. But you may actually go back to neutral as opposed to being stuck forever, right?
Yeah, I can agree to an extent, because I think also at the end of the day, I should try to find maybe can I ODR, right? Just check, even if it's like Jonah, is there still an angle for this? Because it's so critical for Susan if put on the back foot, right? It's going to be your one way to just kind of blow through a situation and get unlocks. Because if you send your opponent full screen, you can only try fish for that 6A to maybe get it to connect and start traversing that reticle. Otherwise, you need to find your next hit in neutral, which has already been such an incredible struggle.
Yeah, I agree. To some extent, it's all about resources too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna guess in a situation where, or challenge in a situation, for example, DP, right? When you DP, and let's just say that it doesn't work, but maybe their wolf gauge is a little low, you can at least be in neutral that isn't quite as painful as normal, right? So it kind of gives you some way to work around and create different situations that aren't super camp, right? Because as we saw in the first game, mostly just try to wake up OD or OD through the pressure, but it didn't work out, just ended up getting stuck, right? So just something to try necessarily, right? Maybe it doesn't work anyway. Maybe it's just too goated regardless, but in any fighting game, you want to create as much static as possible when you can.
But here we go. What a treat for me. Already my favorite set from the top 8 so far. And now we get a little repeat, right? It was DGF earlier who sent him down, or who sent Jonah down into the loser side. So maybe Jonah will get his revenge, or DGF can repeat the magic
The
to
wheel
get that
of fate
rematch
is
against
turning.
Beta Dude himself.
Rebel
See how things kick off
1.
between these two, as of course, right, with the likes of Rumi, it's going to be an incredible amount of patience, smart usage of resources there to find explosive openings to potentially turn things around, because like the character without any meter, it's going to be suffering against all of this pressure as already started and demonstrated by Jonah.
Yeah, well, like the tick into overhead is really strong, obviously. It's all Jonah right now. Okay, overdrive in EA. I like it. That's one of the things we didn't see, right?
Oh,
EA,
yeah.
sometimes if you see it, maybe try EA. But that does get active flow. That's great. Oh my goodness.
Wow!
Yeah, the Wolf anti-air missed completely.
It's definitely a very rare instance there. Maybe DGF should buy a lot of this ticket.
Nice anti-air. What a move. Gets the side swap. Using that jump 2D. Yeah, and then right into the low. Burst from Jonah. Wants this round. I guess if you have full Wolf gauge, right, bursting is not a bad option.
Certainly not. Especially if you can guarantee sort of this reversal right after. Because compared between the two, right, Jonah going for the burst is going to offer a lot more flexibility, which is how the character can move in neutral. And you can see it working out quite beautifully here, being able to secure that first round in game number 1.
Yeah, I really like the option there to go for, like, to burst to kind of just, like, you burst with full Wolf meter. Maybe you'll just never get hit again.
Great, man grab. Giving a lot of meter here for DGF to work with. Is it enough? Wow, just barely enough to push on forward into that 50.
Ooh. I tried to go for a throw there after the overhead. More or less never works. Okay. Active flow soon. Gets caught low. Yeah, gone for tick overhead, now tick low. Ooh, double overhead into overhead.
DGF looking for some kind of interaction there. Getting counter hit. No tech.
Okay, OD. Doesn't have meter for reversal. Double low. Yeah. So hard to block.
You can see the pain on DGF's face here. He's starting to realize how rough it is, especially you give Jonah a bit of time to warm up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that like DGF's offense was still pretty good in the game in the round that he was winning, right? So there is something there, but definitely on defense it's been really, really rough. I think that amazing neutral from Jonah, just wolf straight down to fade out the end here.
6A may do a lot of things, but to hit directly above it is the last thing it does. And once again, DGF finds himself trapped into the corner, holding this damage, holding this bout mix.
Okay. Got hit by the, by the mid. And was like, that's cool, but then reset by Jonah. Good block. A human low.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's just really tough. Gonna get to 50 meter. Actually already has more than 50 meters, so that's gonna finish it out.
Yeah, and especially being able to open up with these human normals will give access to some regular amount of damage, right? Not the low end that we typically see from things like instant overhead JA.
That's the thing though, the human normal, like the human 2B is actually one of the riskier misses because it is a prime candidate for fuzzy jumps, right?
Right.
However, when you get it, it's like great damage and like low meter expenditure too. Right in a raw overhead. It's really tough.
DGF is trying to fish for another opening, J2D, but immediately IBB's getting a lot of space.
Okay.
Overhead connects, doesn't spend the bar though, just trying to bully Jonah into this corner.
Gets the corner position, counter assault. Trade, we'll take it. But yeah, I think the trade ended up being a frame advantage for Jonah, so. Blocks the low.
Yeah, you still have access to that wolf transformation, so if you're not on the gun with it, it's going to cause for a nasty frame trap there. And Jonah constantly takes the lead here. 0.
Really, really dominant right now. 2-0. DGF won a very close match the first time, but this time Jonah has very much woken up, seems like.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, especially from DGF before, committing a lot more to burst, whereas I think before he's been really focused on those explosive overdrive routings to just cannonball through this matchup, making sure that he doesn't have to play it for any longer than he has to.
Okay, gets out. Back to mid-screen. We'll take that. Made that really awkward for Jonah, right? Gets the hit, but no confirmed. They probably didn't expect that. Oh, no, didn't confirm it. Oh, drives through it.
Ah.
Jonah was ready yet again.
Yeah, C normals for Valkenheim, giving him that wolf cancel window, so just to be able to dance right out of it. As always, tricky to just get that ODR outright.
Okay, good IB. Okay, just takes a second. I like that.
Oh.
However, tried to anti-air, did not quite work out. That's the thing about Tournament anti. It doesn't hit anyone on the ground, whereas a lot of other characters, at least it makes contact.
It's, to that extent, it's a very sick joke that they made his counter assault his CC.
Yeah, and throw, we haven't seen that yet in this particular set. That just clicked out. Very fast match point for Jonah.
Still sitting on that burst, immediately catching DGF with that Wolf B normal. Put him into the corner, the no tech, a little bit of extra damage on top.
Just gets caught on wake up. Not a lot of damage from this, but first anyway, okay. That Wolf anti-air is unbeatable.
It's an insane button there.
Okay, blocks the tick overhead, blocks the load.
Whoa!
Nice challenge, that's what we want to see. Maybe desperation, but it worked out perfectly. Nice instant blocks. Working on that meter. DGF seems locked in now. Nice anti-air. This is how he won the first game, but ended up dropping that combo. Okay, gets a low.
Good burst there from Jonah. Understands that you don't want to give DGF too much momentum, especially the more drive normals you can connect, right? Getting access to a ton more meter.
Cannonball jump C. Yeah, jump TD loses that Wolf B normal. Tries to backdash, but gets out kind of. It was too awkward, but jump C, that'll probably do it.
Yeah, and that is all he wrote. DGF still, after getting 3-0'd like that, having a grand old smile. I think that, top 3 finish is definitely a very, very solid performance, and to have to face off against Jonah twice, and already the first time it took everything you had to take the set. I can kind of understand the way this turned out, but nevertheless, right, great stuff there from DGF, making it all the way out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Great showing. Not a lot of people can even say, I beat Jonah.
No.
Well, certainly you didn't eliminate Jonah, but we'll take it, right? So great showing there from both players, right? I definitely think Jonah showed off just how much experience they have, especially with navigating with overdrive and so on and so forth, right? Navigating the opponent's overdrive, right? Just relentless pressure, very few execution mistakes or dropped opportunities. Yep. And I did think DGF was starting to get going there in the final game, but
yeah,
as you mentioned, no margin of error for Terami at all, right? So those drop combos, that was everything, pretty much.
With that, we're gonna get down to our final set. It's been a very, very long road, and it's hard to believe we're all the way here, as it's going to be Beta Dude from the winner's seat in Grand Finals, facing off against Jonah, coming in the loser's side. So quite the journey ahead there for Jonah, especially considering that, already low damage character. That's going to be a lot of interactions that he's going to have to win to mount up 3 game wins to reset the bracket into 3 more game wins to finally win the tournament, all compared to Beta Dude only having to win a clean 3, and that's it.
Yeah, it is a, that the number of games is definitely relevant, right?
Yeah.
Because as you saw, the final game ended up being relevant in Beta Dude's match, right? So it was 2-1, right?
Yeah.
DGF was up against Beta Dude. Beta Dude having those extra games, extremely pivotal. So winning 2 match sets might be difficult, but it could be possible.
Indeed. Now, it's going to be an interesting one to see how Beta Dude approaches this matchup, right? Controlling Ragnar, of course, where Ragnar's anti-air isn't going to be the craziest, and neither is his buttons really for just like stuffing the space that Jonah likes to move in a lot. But overall, right, I think he can kind of swing out with some of these air normals to be able to kind of catch Jonah at the wrong time with a lot of his dashes. But when he starts knocking at his door, right, the fact that Jonah only has a metered reversal as sort of his nuclear get out of jail tool, we are largely going to see, I think, the same approach where we're going to be going for a lot of 6D JDs on a situation where Jonah is without burst, and then when the ODR is a possible threat, right, just knocking at the door constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that's a prudent choice overall. Like, I think that, Ragnar is just that kind of character where if you're bully mode, like, and you're really on point with your dash ups, like, it's really hard to challenge. But Valkyrine's a character where if allowing a jump out is as bad as anything, right? Because Valkyrine's just so powerful once he jumps out of your pressure. So see how it goes.
Yeah, here it is. Finally, Slashback Volume 4 Grand Finals. Beta Dude versus Jonah, and immediately things kick off with a bang here for Jonah. Already has Beta Dude locked into the corner. Patience, but man, yeah, the wolf dashing in will catch you no matter how wired you are, how closely you're paying attention to the screen. Oh my!
I really like some of that untransformed stuff. Kind of represented early, right?
Yeah.
Because Jonah, is expecting DP to some extent, but it's also good just to show I'm willing to bait also. Now, Beta Dude didn't do it yet, but it still works out in your favor because you're putting it on their mental stack. But you are willing to bait. Double low.
Also very interesting, right? Earlier, Beta Dude kind of just camping out, not running in towards Jonah, because understands like when there's a bit of space, Jonah can move around really fast. But find that OD access is a great amount of damage as well as just all of that health back. Look at that swing, man. 5.7k, and I think you might have gotten clean like 1k health off of that.
Yeah, it definitely helps because Valkyrie doesn't do that much damage per hit.
No, that's probably like one entire Valkyrie combo worth of health we gain.
Very nice double dash there to finish it. Okay, dominating start for Beta Dude. Oh, didn't get the finisher, so
yeah, gonna get the full conversion off of it. Jonah now bringing it to the other side of the screen, gets that second overhead to hit. A nice amount of damage coming up, but Beta Dude does have that overdrive ready, so we'll see how it gets represented, or we're just gonna hang on to it and let Jonah kind of do what he needs to do in the final round of game one.
Transform, raw overhead. That's one of the hardest ones to block, right? Just from nothing.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's also just like DP safe, so
it's pretty safe. Yeah. I mean, you can mess up the timing by teching late, which is always important, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, great round from Jonah. Okay. Yeah, the untransforms. Okay, spends the wolf gauge to get the corner carry.
Down, wolf on deck, the untransformed, retransform.
We gotta represent it, right? Low wolf gauge from Jonah, but nice usage of human mode pressure here. Transforms OD. It's the pause button.
Ooh, wow, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, do it again. Just pogo sticking all over Beta Dude here. And that's that first game going to Jonah.
Very, if I may, very ugly turn of events there, but it worked out very well.
Indeed. I mean, the JC, right, the human JC can catch you off guard with just how deep it can reach. And see what Beta Dude has in store, right, to be able to survive this. Does find that 6A, but ready to block it out.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Jonah respected it for sure. Forces the whip, tries the Gauntlet Hades there, which can work as an anti-air sometimes, but not quite that time.
Oh, the TRM setup. A nice grip of damage as well as regaining quite a chunk of wolf gauge off of it as well. 3K. Trying to bait out the DP. Keep him trapped, but immediately just going for the preemptive JAs, making sure that Jonah doesn't get the chance to interrupt his escape from the corner.
First to burst here. Okay. Finds a hit. Knockdown in the corner, air dash, Gauntlet Hades blocked. The frame trap though.
Free. Yeah, nice bit of meter to play with as well. Gets a late dash overhead. I think that should be the round going squarely into Beta Dude's side. Good way to kick things off here in game number 2, especially considering that Beta Dude only has that 30% first, so really needs that round lead to be able to regenerate that gauge.
Okay. Super delay overhead, but it's, still pretty good.
Take those.
All right, knockdown. Raw overhead. Good counter hit there. So they got frame trapped there by something.
Round below. Oh, wow, what a call out there. The 6A catching Jonah on that wolf dash attack. Down into the ground with a soft knockdown. Late tech.
Yeah, nice back dash. Anti-air. Dead spike to keep pressure. Blood scythe.
Oh.
Double rising jump C. I guess it's a single rising jump C.
Yeah. I mean, nevertheless, the instant overhead of Doom.
Ooh, yeah, that low. A lot of mileage off that. I should do it.
Absolutely. And then again, we're back into a round of peace situation. Both players with their first on deck.
3, action.
I mean, I think for the most part, like, Beta Dude really needs to just get a lot of explosive damage, right? The right starter leading into overdrive to really push most of Jonah's health away in one combo. Because the more you have to sit there and interact, and especially Jonah just chipping away at your health, creating a health advantage for himself, it becomes really tricky to actually try to decide what your options are, and that's a big JC counter there for Jonah to kick things off.
Yeah, starting the round in the corner, good block. Okay, respected it, but yeah, getting tired low again, because I think that Beta Dude is trying to challenge here, especially when Jonah's backing off, but so far, Jonah has had all the options frame trap wise. Yeah, goes for a transform. So after you block C, you know, a lot of those wolf dashes are not very safe, so Beta Dude is challenging quite a bit of those.
Right. The catch, Jonah being impatient there with a long dash now, trapped into the corner once more, but Jonah this time says, I've had enough, jumps straight out, immediately with that JB cross cut, able to bring him into the corner here, a nice bit of damage, and back into Wolf Pressure. No, instant overhead, instant overdrive pop, cashing out right away into the super.
Yeah, just enough. Just like that. I mean, I would say Beta Dude's putting up a great fight so far. He's won the first round for all of these so far, but once that burst advantage is starting to show itself, a lot of times I feel like that's part of where like the margin is being made.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Big show there, right? The JD. I think one of only normals of Ragnar that kind of hits upwards. And now with the empty jump low, a little taste of Jonah's own medicine.
Ooh. Yeah, that tick throw. Go for it. Oh, big dead spike starter. This is good. But yeah, I think the momentum burst has worked quite well, though, for the most part. Because Jonah is challenging quite a bit, and using the momentum burst can kind of keep that, keep the offense going. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Okay, able to snatch him there from the sky, and that should be a clean round there for Beta Dude. So again, a situation where he takes the round lead, but ultimately, what we've seen the trend be so far is that Jonah makes these comebacks happen.
Yeah, I do think that, okay, that's the tag, that frame advantage. Tried to challenge with something. Gets beaten out. Ooh. Okay, good block. Jonah does not press the issue too much there. Ah, the throw has not been represented, but there it is. It's very powerful. Your opponent's not ready for it. Nice DP.
Away from the spot, counting straight into one another, but excellent movement there. Just getting the whiff punish and the health bank there.
Yeah, it might be a bit of an overcommitment from Beta Dude, but I do see the DP clash. That was 6-8
here. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a huge drop though. Had he confirmed that, that would have been definitely a great advantage. Good burst though. If that had been overdrive, that would have been it.
Yeah, and like you said before, like Beta Dude is really looking out for these momentum bursts, but just like that, Jonah getting one final trick out of his hat there, being able to put himself on reset point with the burst available, right? Beta Dude in a pretty dire spot with only 20%.
Okay, overhead blocks. Good reaction from Jonah there. That's like the first time we've seen that overhead and got blocked. Tried to jump in with anything. It's a huge mistake against Falcon Eye.
Certainly there.
Good tech. Okay. 2A anti-air. Full corner carry, more or less.
I'm catching the roll through there.
It's pretty tough. It's a 2A. Not much damage, but we'll take it. The barrier is being shown, so the 2D whip.
Oh, wow. One snipe on the backdash there.
Yeah, that was an excellent usage of the special move. Yeah, got the life lead, right? If you can just wait 50 seconds, you win.
That's a long time. Okay.
Yeah, try to challenge with jump C. It's beaten out there. Dash will delay overhead. Very tricky. Just like that, Jonah has the lead now. OD. Double low.
Yeah, just at the very end, always so tricky with that RC low.
He's gonna not have quite enough meter, maybe?
Well,
yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Big drop. I think he was, yeah, he's like 1 meter short, I think, from super.
I think that 214B, though, would have pushed him over the edge, but nevertheless gets it later. So that would be the counter solve. Just needs to find that last touch, but at the same time, right, 20 seconds on the clock left.
Nice for air throw. Gutsy.
Yeah, Beta Dude does have OD available.
Burst, okay.
Yeah.
Just in time, gets hit.
Wow. Wow.
What a meaty. Believed in it. You know, because if that meaty got blocked, Jonah for sure had overdrive or burst, right? So, but you know, just believed that it would, you know, strike true, and so it did.
He needed it to hit, like desperately.
Just like that, Beta Dude on the board. We'll take that. Ooh.
That's my mark. Good corner of the Nakiega. Fortunately, two beat there. One Beta Dude. We have to protect those, but here we are. Burst trying to create a little bit of more spaced out situation to play from.
Okay. Backs off. Wow. Has to reset though. It's not much of a combo from that move. Okay, jump D. Take a little damage there. It's the corner position. Even though it's a 2A starter, it's pretty good just in the corner. And, you know, Beta Dude's fast confirmed. It does more damaging move. Oh, yeah. Baits it out. And even in the corner, this is a great starter.
Yeah, nice grip of damage. Jonah still has OD to work with. Oh, okay, bursting quite late into the game, though, considering it is Valkenheim, right? They can run the momentum quite hard to make sure that they at least secure the round, but an air-to-air, very nicely done, and Beta Dude keeps it simple. The RC into the super. Starting to work on this comeback here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Jonah is known to burst when he's got full wolf gauge, right? Because he expects to win when he bursts. So.
Yeah.
But even so, 30% is not insurmountable, you know.
No.
Valkenheim is very capable of slowing down the match. And with that double overhead.
Equally all the same, right? Very capable at speeding up the matches. Already at half health here for Beta Dude. Trapped in the corner, but he finds that 6A once again. The call out working really, really well for him.
Okay. Baits the roll. Okay, 60 gets counter solid. DP, no meter!
No. Fatal starter as well. We'll go for the hard cash out here. Starting to see a rare instance of Valkenheim actually do some damage for a change, but not dissuaded from representing the DP. Beta Dude immediately finds the side swap here, putting Jonah into the corner.
Double 60. Dead spike. Tries for a throw. Jumps out, but not punished. For momentum burst. Catches the no tech. And this is huge because it's going to put Jonah within one combo range.
Still though, this dude has to be mindful, right? Has the OD available, so you can't blindly go into ODR punch.
Yeah, good jump out. CA. Wolf Cannon hits. Very powerful move. Very easy to hit confirm as long as you have any wolf meter.
Very, very tricky indeed. So Beta Dude going for the momentum burst. Has to put him in quite the back foot here, but starting things off with that air throw. Oh, might be a little execution error, but nevertheless has it in the corner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, good call on the Exceed Excel. 5D is a cool button to be able to. Oh my goodness.
Solid Hades. Sometimes an anti-air. Okay, catches the no tech. Ooh. Right under the 5A.
Immaculate spacing there by Beta Dude. Still though, first available for Jonah, but considering the health advantage on Beta Dude's side, this is going to be quite a lot of work ahead for Jonah. But kicking things off, great match, and immediately confirming for the side swap, putting Beta Dude in the health kitchen.
Yeah, delay overhead. And, you know, when you use the heavy overhead, it is a much more damaging starter. Low. Gets anti-aired yet again. Into Carnage's right away. This should do it. Yeah, really nice. Knows, like, especially at that longer range, if Jonah keeps their offense going there, it requires a full wolf dash, right? Because you have to cancel it to get that move. But
Right.
yeah, really, really good from Beta Dude to represent the 6A. Now, Jonah can still bait it, obviously, by doing like a back dash instead of forward dash, but okay. And with that, a back jump overdrive. Okay. Nice. Yeah, just like that. The wolf back cannon.
Solid spot here for Jonah.
Okay.
Nice, great jump back, but unfortunately doesn't get the full conversion. Tries to health bang forward, but rough call out to go for, especially with how flexible the movement is here for Valkenheim. Getting that whiff punish yet again, trapping Beta Dude into the corner, the double low off the RC. Don't think it's going to be enough to just kill yet, but you know, one more touch is, yeah, there it is.
That meaty overhead. It's really strong. You gotta wonder what Beta is pressing a wake up there to get counter hit.
Action.
Good question. We've seen one DP
okay.
execution error.
Yeah, goes for the OD here, because that is a 5B, 5C starter, so mid-screen not much damage, but using overdrive to push up to 4K. No attack again. Ooh, that time got the 6A. We've seen him represent it, and I like that he hasn't gone away from it, knowing that it does beat some stuff though. DP beats it.
Looks like clashing though, so neither player really ready for that to be how the interaction plays out. Hoping to try and get the follow-up from the Gauntlet Hades there to connect, but I think with the IB that Jonah had, able to land on the ground really fast.
Hammer hit, I think, no, with OD, 4 Wolf Cannons, pretty close.
Can you find maybe using so? Yeah, that'll do it. And Jonah does indeed reset into the Grand Finals reset. Man, Beta Dude almost cinching it out there. 2-game comeback, but just short. So now has to take it from 0. And this time, Jonah can challenge for the win of the tournament.
Yeah, it's a clean slate, 0-0. So we'll see how it goes from here.
Both players thinking it through for a second. Take the time in between to really evaluate, especially for Beta Dude, right? Had some really, really good showings up in that comeback games, but ultimately Jonah did start clutching it out once more, getting these hits to connect. But as always, like, Beta Dude is representing some of the really harder things to actually dance around. The fact that some of these wolf dashes are being called out by 6A, given the opportunity for it, does put quite a damper on what Jonah can get away with.
Yeah, absolutely.
The wheel of fate is turning.
Okay, back to a 0-0 slate, the true Shin Ultimate Grand Finals.
No more do-overs. These are the final first to 3 for Blazblue here at Slashback, and already Jonah has Beta Dude trapped into the corner, keeps the damage pushing. Now I wonder if Beta Dude is going to conserve the overdrive for this round. He's going to find an opportunity to overdrive, or we're just going to let it rock for the first. But as it stands, we're trying to get to a position where it's not going to be too comfortable to either really go into the cage, but right off the 3C, but no punish, unfortunately. Runs all the way through to just escape that corner.
Yeah. Using that overdrive to do lots of damage.
Quick life 2A. What a statement there from Jonah.
Yeah, you do see that sometimes from EA, though, because EA knockdowns are not real good. Jonah on the board with the first round. Now, I like that Beta Dude was able to get something going and then didn't end up losing their burst at all, right? So,
right.
Kind of like starting over. But with that, allows Jonah to come in from that 5C.
Oh, wow. Unblock into a mid.
Really good option there. Wasn't able to convert it. Oh,
oh
no.
Oh.
Yeah, try to DP, I think, but it's too awkward. Okay.
Yeah, that is something now that I think about. We haven't seen Beta Dude dive into at all, right? Going for the cross-up divider.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just risky given that, like, you know, that's an option you use against someone who's not going to jump, just going to try to block it.
Oh,
but, you know,
right. Yeah.
If you're Valkenheim, you're trying to up back, like, at all times.
That's fair, that's fair.
Just because, you know, you get access to all of your gameplay, right? Nice.
Solid call out. 6A and here. Bring him back into the corner.
Carnage Scissor.
Oh, dear.
I respect it. Didn't work out. Momentum burst. Keep Jonah in the corner. Hits a 2D with Dead Spike. This will kill.
That'll do it. Once again, go around the piece for both of these players, though. Jonah does have a significant burst lead here, right? 10% only here for Beta Dude, so that's going to be quite a lot of damage that he's going to have to hold, as well as access to just a ton of pressure without the fear of an ODR punish.
Yeah, blocks the Wolf Tornado. Usually that's enough to plus frame, so that's something can, right?
Boom, put it down.
Ooh.
Overhead.
Yeah, the raw overhead. Always hard to deal with. Ooh, just a lot of range. Oh, what did he try there?
Wow.
Yeah, I got frame trap by the tackle.
all the way from downtown as well. So possibly the final interaction here.
Okay.
Beta Dude just lets the DP Rip understands the situation. If he tries to guess one more time, it's not going to end well.
Okay. RC's it for the extra corner carry. I like that. Build buys a little extra time for Burst to come back. Okay. The meaty hits. And Jonah bursts right away off that 2A. That's interesting. I guess he's afraid of the OD combo. Like, if he gets the next with the OD combo to kill, right?
That, or I think...
All the lows and no wolf meter. Nice burst. Ah,
Air to
but gets caught
air.
air to air.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was really unfortunate because I do think that combo was over after that hit because there was no wolf meter left, but I don't think that Beta Dude necessarily knew that was the case, so already bursted.
Right. It could very well be. As for like Jonah's burst, he had him at such a low health, like you said, the fear of the OD combo, but just any general damage that he can route into try from health that he gets back.
Okay. Ah, yeah. Calls out the throw with an OD. Big damage. 4K and active flow. And corner position. To top it all off. Catches the jump.
Oh, unfortunately with that 6C there, so an opportunity now for Beta Dude to leave, but the immediate just reposition to try and catch Beta Dude's escape, and with the Wolf B is going to put him right back into, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the U-turn. Comes right by the Gauntlet Hades and gets a big combo here. Ooh, just draw.
Oh my, and also the overdrive there. Bending it all the way down, that should be the round quite comfortably here.
Yeah. Great choice, right? Locks out the burst with that overdrive.
Rebel 2. Action.
Oh, okay, runs on 5C. Haven't seen that one in a while there.
Yeah, it's an option, right? You don't expect to get a lot of damage off it, but it is a way to win neutral for a good portion. And that whiff punish there from Jonah. Into an air reset.
A lot of damage to kick things off. Finally getting into the corner, but time he goes to throw. There's the DP as a response. Whoa!
Yeah, a little too far to do anything off that, I think. Okay, nice instant blocks. Yeah, instant blocks in the 6A. Really powerful option there. Really forcing Jonah to play around that. But that being said, Jonah does play around it. He gets another hit.
Yeah, immaculate whip punch there on the Nightmare Edge of him. Trying to chase him, but there it is, the JC, the big fly swatter. Just to catch Jonah approaching, and with the counter hit extension as well, able to bring him further to the corner, but unfortunately the deep run does allow for the rollout. Gonna go for the burst here, believes in a really good spot that despite like the life disadvantage he fights himself against Jonah, he just needs that one solid touch, but there's the instant overhead, and I think...
Oh!
Hold on.
Another chance. What? Didn't confirm it, but that would have been enough. From downtown, this is not going to kill.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's got burst. Now he's got the life lead, though, does Beta Dude. Nice air throw. It's like one of the first ones we've seen. Now both players with one game apiece.
Great catch there, yeah. It's getting pretty stressful.
This is 1-0. Just kidding. I think I missaw the number tick up.
I thought,
Rebel 1.
I believe you. It's 1-1.
I thought it was 1-2, right?
Yeah,
Am I crazy?
No. Jonah definitely won that first one.
That's fine. I'll let someone else figure it out.
At some point, production will get a clue, and then we'll all know the answer.
Okay. Burst right away. Momentum burst, right? Talked about it before. Bursting is sometimes better than overdrive, just because like based on the time and place, you can maybe keep pressure or just like at least like get back to neutral one time.
Right. Jonah Beta Dude all the way to the corner. Good barrier to the IVP, getting a lot of space. Chase down the JA8. Making sure. Oh no!
Not sure if that was intentional, but didn't get punished at least. Good blocks.
Look at IPs as well.
Ooh, doesn't get punished there. Nice reversal 6A. But you know, didn't 6A that time.
Oh, instant overhead. Cashing out a lot of damage here. Shouldn't be enough to kill just yet, but it's a pretty rough spot for Beta Dude to navigate from, but...
Nice Carnage Scissor. Held it too, so we get the full confirm, but that being said, Jonah bursts and uses that composure to take the round.
Rebel 2.
The 2-1 lead here. It's not too bad of a spot, right? Beta Dude is going to have access to the burst sooner than later. Whereas Jonah can definitely at worst consider this a calm down to just get fit of that gauge back.
Okay.
Mix-ups, ton of overheads just being layered on top of one another. Jonah off to a great start.
The dash and jump overhead. That's actually like a prime 6A moment, but so far Beta Dude has not really tried to interact with that because it is just hard, is the thing.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here that Jonah's throwing Beta Dude's way. Nice.
Ooh.
Solid bait on the counter assault, going to be cashing out a good grip damage here, as well as slightly stealing the life advantage over Jonah, trying to go for the JC, but able to push himself into that dead zone where it can't quite hit.
Nice counter assault. Yeah, keeps that corner position 60. Dead spike. Throw. I think they're going to be, well, with super.
No, it needs to be one more touch.
Yeah, I think it's one more. Ah, that empty low has never missed.
Yeah, and again, right, like, Beta Dude going for that JC too low to the ground so it cancels out, and it just throws out information to the opponent to walk in the wrong way.
Okay, but Jonah's coming right back this round. Okay, DP, really nice. Oh, missed the jump A.
Wolf movement, but we can see the patience now from Jonah, right? Has to try and recover some of his wolf gauge. Spending a lot of time just standing still, but also jumping away. Has to use the burst to create a bit of space, otherwise the corner, and it's going to be a tricky one to break away, especially with the likes of Beta Dude's pressure.
Okay. They're just so patient right now. 5C does not go in. But I understand that though, because he didn't have full wolf meter, you know?
Right.
Just like, because Beta Dude's starting to defend himself quite well, it just feels risky. Blocks the low. Air dash DP. Counter hit. OD. This might be enough to get the 50 meter. Well, very close. Ah, yeah, not in time.
No, yeah, I think maybe with OD Carnage it would have been enough, but at least final touch position here.
Okay, counter assault. 30 seconds left. Whoa! That amazing air to air.
Surely. Corner you go.
Oh, good jump.
Oh, catches him on the run up, trying to leave the corner here. Again, the jump, just willing to just try something.
Oh no! He ran out of gauge!
Uh-oh.
He had overdrive too. 5C? Both players have overdrive and burst. Ah! But one of them has an instant overhead.
Great stuff, Jonah. Being brought all the way to the wire though, but now.
Okay, just to verify, I'm pretty sure it's 2-1 Jonah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it's so now it should be Jonah one game away from winning
Yeah.
Slashback.
I'm pretty sure that's true. I hope they know that.
Before like the confetti goes off and they're like, well, we got more games, certainly.
Yeah, I just rewatched it, so I'm like 99%
All right.
sure. Okay. Off to a good start is, yeah, but
wow.
yeah, you never know with this matchup because like Jonah will have like offense and against anybody else like, well, they're dead, but so far Beta Dude has defended themselves very well. That being said, it is quite a good Jonah round so far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you need just escape from that corner. Last thing you sit there for any longer than you have to.
Yeah, air to air, small conversion.
Okay. Off the burst. Pretty interesting.
Ooh, yeah, that's one of the best positions. Just get under them with Wolf B.
Certainly. So not enough to kill just yet, but yeah, I think the next touch, especially like, yeah, that was a 50 meter, doesn't need it. And okay, that might be, sure.
Just a little swagged out 5B.
Okay,
you know?
okay, Jonah. But tournament point here with burst available.
Afraid, but the frame advantage goes to Jonah, which is all you really need. Okay. Nice jump. Once again, signs of life from Beta Dude.
Round. IBB creating so much space, right? Extra variance in the pressure. Making it very difficult for Beta Dude to commit, especially for the likes of Falconeye, who can instantly just clear space, get into that wolf form.
That could be the last DP. Maybe he'll get his burst back before he can become his burst safe. And he does.
He does.
Just barely. last legs here for this round, and maybe this tournament. Can Beta Dude make another miracle happen?
Oh, what a check there, and especially the crouch control. That's something big, right? Like, all of these players going to back. What a lot of people imagine is one beautiful movement. Have to sit there, walk in, try to walk out. No, there are angles that are potentially small movements that, like, actually, it's hard to call out exactly how good fight something and
Yeah, really competitive, right? I do think that when Jonah started to pull out the rising jump T again, that's when it really started to really strong start from Beta Dude. And good on Jonah too to kind of put it like lock in and play the rest of the turn, right? You know, somebody can fall in a losers and it's kind of like, well, the wind's out of my sails. But that doesn't never really happen to Jonah. Jonah just stays locked in.
yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I think that is, like, when you really believe in it, and, like, the ability to kind of know that, you know, it's not over till, like, last a while. Right. So I'm actually out of the tournament. I can still win. You know, it's really good on Jonah to kind of keep playing and play through it, and that's kind of what we've seen from him through all these years, more or less, right?
Yeah, it's always one of those, like, okay, Jonah's showing up at an event, like, what do people have in stock? Like, can they challenge him, especially like the likes of Valkenheim, which is so interaction dense on, like, okay, what do I need to do? Where are my points to use the system mechanics to just create a little bit more space to find like my own play within here, right? To get an opening, to get a counter response. It's just very, very tight and very tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think that, like, you know, I think it's possible. Like, Valkenheim's not an unbeatable character, right? We didn't see him win Evo every year or anything like that. There is ways to play around it. But, you know, it is a challenge, and your commitment to the game will really show in a lot of ways, right? We saw Beta Dude, you know, honestly put up, like, an amazing fight. And I think that had some interactions gone, like, a little bit differently, I think that, you know, Beta Dude could have definitely be having a strong, had even a stronger showing and been champion, right? But that's just the kind of the way it goes in fighting games, you know? Like, a minor difference in preparation goes a really long way.
Yeah, and there's preparation, then there's the environment, day of, right? Like, a lot of times we've seen a few of these players come through who have probably played each other a ton online, but when moment of, right, on event day, there are so many factors that goes into your performance, right? Just let alone, did you get enough sleep?
Yeah, I didn't, but, you know.
It's rough out here for some of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Aren't you, like, super jet lagged or anything?
Yeah, 9 hours.
I mean, that's reasonable until it gets to, like, nighttime.
I'm getting kind of there right now, so,
Yeah.
you know, I was kind of looking at it like, oh, maybe one of them just takes it 3-0, but I'm here for the ride, and it's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, absolutely. They kept me, like, locked in and engaged.
Sure.
Didn't know who's going to win up until pretty much it said winner.
Yes.
Right? So
Like, at any moment, especially just like I keep repeating it, but Beta Dude really just finding opportunities to challenge through that wolf pressure really, like, opens up the question, like, can he actually do it? Can he pull it off?
yeah, honestly, like, because I mean, Blaze was such a momentum-intensive game,
Yes.
right? And like the way that Jonah shows just how strong he can be in those moments, you feel like, oh well, he got the knockdown. There's no way he'll lose. But
Right.
you know, Beta showed time and time again. You know, there's still a chance. You can't count me out just yet.
Indeed.
Okay, we're gathering up our top 8 from Blazblue. Again, a very, very good showing from everyone. A lot of character representation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Terumi going to top 3 is pretty rare.
Absolutely. Like, hats off again to DGF for really just investing so much time, care, and passion into Terumi, who is probably the most, like, hateful relation you can have with a character that is in such a dire state that he is in Centralfiction. But, like, nevertheless, it's just a testament that with a game like this, you have so much that you can get through, right, to even make some of the low tiers really shine all the way in, you know, it may only just be a regional, but, like, the entire competition was fully stacked, and DGF making it to top 3 really just proves that hard work and dedication can pay off. Really,
Yeah,
really
you've
well.
got to prepare for every character in this game, more or less. You got to at least know what they're good at, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
otherwise, you could be caught on the back foot. You could be, the winner of this tournament getting sent to losers by them, right? That
Yeah.
could literally happen. So,
Indeed.
all right, and with that, we're gonna head to the ceremony eventually, but we're still gonna stick around for a little while.
For just a moment, try to waffle along as players are lined up on the podium there. So,
Yeah.
Right, and now we are going to be watching the ceremony there for the top 8 of Blazblue Centralfiction here at Slashback.
Okay. What is up, Slashback attendees? Give it up for the Blazblue top 8. In 7th place, give it up for Vendetta. Also in 7th place, give it up for Jiv. In 5th place, give it up for Beautiful Dude. Thank you for finally coming, Julian. And in 5th place also, give it up for Ruka. Now in 4th place, give it up for Quetzalcoatl. And in 3rd place, had a crazy run, give it up for DGF. And in 2nd place, give it up for Beta Dude. And finally, your Slashback, Volume 4? Yeah, Volume 4 champion. Give it up for Jonah. Do I do like an outro? Thank you guys for watching Blazblue Top 8. That's it.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into Blazblue Centralfiction today. That was an amazing top 8, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Complete blast of, just like we said earlier, great character variety and immense dedication to the craft from all these players. Just a joy to watch.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to sign out for tonight. This is the end of Slashback for tonight. But of course, there's going to be more tomorrow. Top 8 for GGACPR, Exerd, Undernight. You can't miss it. So definitely tune in tomorrow as well. We'll be back on this channel for those events. And also the side stages will have events as well. So don't miss those as well. And with that, we're going to sign out for tonight. Anything else you want to say?
Check out their merch, right? Check out their merch. It's very nice. They got
yeah,
really cool
check it
tees.
out.
Yeah, check that. Look at that, man. Like
Yeah, no, look at
50%
the-
off, right? Off right now on the store. So there, good plug. Check the merch out. Get it while it's hot. And yeah, that's it for us. So catch you all tomorrow.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.
Get home safe.